shards, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Flying with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. The pulse ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight, push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with her AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, tracking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight, push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
How about now? Is that better? Is that better? Top of the day. All right. All right, I was muted. I can never tell with you guys. I can never tell if y'all are trolling me or not. I need to ask like a serious panel of people. Y'all will tell me I'm muted just to watch me mess around with my computer for an hour. Lightning strike came last night. Literally shut everything down. It was so weird because it not only shut everything down, but I have two UPSs, right? And the UPSs are designed, you know, power surge and everything to keep the computer powered. The lightning strike even disabled the UPS. Everything went under, including them. They didn't even, the computers blipped out a little bit and then turned back on. Internet blipped out, turned back on. And then nothing worked after that. I think my computer got us, I think the power surged all the way through it. So my speakers stopped working, my camera stopped working, my mic stopped working, everything stopped working. And I don't know if I just had to like let it discharge a little bit, but over time things finally started working. I plugged my speakers in, Windows would like recognize them and then they turn off. They like the device manager would be like on, off, and it was flickering like this left and right. And I swear I unplugged and plugged and unplugged and plugged like a zillion times. And ultimately, at some point, I unplugged everything and turned it off. Unplugged everything from the wall, turned it off, let it sit there. Started plugging stuff back in and started working again. So I had like some kind of weird electrical thing going on. But this morning, my camera wasn't even working. This is why I was a little late. in here. Camera wasn't showing. So I think everything just kind of like built up some charge or something. So I was electrified last night. That lightning was so crazy. I think the I swear it landed like right outside my window here. I was like, oh my God. So what's up? Good morning, guys. Somebody said, please, sir, can I have $10? Hold on. Speaking of my speakers, hold on. Right out, old Painty the Bear, being that it's a bear market again, or not bear market, but bear couple of days. The bear is here to celebrate with us. Maybe I put like right here on the, it's show right here on the edge. Here we go. Hello, hello. Good morning, guys. Back from holiday. What's up? Yes, sir. I missed you, bro. How was your day? Weren't you playing golf yesterday? Or something? Yeah, somebody was playing golf yesterday. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, hello, sir. May I ask you a question? Hello, sir. May I ask a question? Hello, sir. You didn't ask me like 20 times, though. That's the proper way to ask me. Yeah, it's like $10. Somebody said $10 won't even get you lunch. Like I went and got Popeye's family meal the other day. It's like $50 for like a 10 piece or whatever. It was crazy. Fast food costs as much as a restaurant now. What's Popeyes? No way. Really? Popeyes is like, it's like a southern Louisiana style spicy fried chicken. Pretty damn good. They have like red beans and rice, which is what I like. I was going to get 1.21 gigawatts for time travel. You have a computer, internet, and battery backup. Yeah, I have all of that. All my stuff is on backup. That's the thing. I've got 2 uninterrupted power supplies. I got redundant backup. Half of my stuff is on one thing and half of it's on the other. So even if the UPS fails, I can just swap out, put another one. So I've got 2 uninterrupted power supply battery backups. And the lightning surge literally still shut everything down. Like the computers and monitors usually don't flicker off whenever power goes out. They stay powered on, but everything flickered off. It was like whatever surge went through shorted or surged everything. That's how bad it was. And so normally they flickered off for like a couple seconds and then flickered back on. And then on my motherboard, I have this pump fan that it's a combo, and it's an all-in-one water cooling for the CPU. It has a LED screen on it, right? That has like a picture of me on it, my trading stream picture, and like the light was like the little image was like flickering for hours. Like the motherboard was like, you could tell something was unstable electrically on my motherboard. So that's how I knew that there's probably a power surge or there's something. Some plug everything at the capacitor sort of like drain out or whatever, and things are fine. But it was like, okay, something weird's going on. I electrified everything. But normally the UPS should have, or the UPS also has a surge protector on it. It usually should protect the devices, and it did trip whatever was in it that tripped, but it still made its way to my devices. It was crazy. I can't explain it. I'm not an electricity expert, but I swear everything shut down for a hot second. Nothing ever shuts down. So I'm back. I was up so late fixing my stuff. I was uninstalling, reinstalling software to try to get everything to line up again. Just to let you know, it's complicated to be a streamer. All the tools and all the things, but now we're back. I just sit there and pray to the streaming gods, like, please just have everything work in the morning. I just want to get up and do my job. But ultimately got everything working today now. All right, sell-off market yesterday. Pretty crazy, right? I turned out to be a really awesome day for me. Only had that only one of my accounts went red or whatever. Everything else was hella green because I made a trade the night before. I didn't really do much. The couple of trades that I did make on the stream were losers, and then I was so far ahead it didn't even matter. It's always a good place to be. Where you just see the market as it is and you just don't really care too much about it. All right, new release. We learned about Catalyst yesterday, right? I'm talking about this. Actually, first off with new release. Catalyst happened yesterday. You guys remember? We talked about that. We talked about it in chat. When you break through one risk interval of a straight run distance, you guys been through the boot camp. How many folks here, you guys remember class 2 of the boot camp where we showed the amazing risk interval, how cool it was? Right, we measure the straight run distance that doesn't retrace half the distance. So basically something where the market just starts falling like this. One risk interval down, you can mark exactly where it says cat active. It only lasts for a day and you get rid of it. But here is a high volume pivot. You can see pivot, pivot, pivot. This is exactly one risk interval lower. That distance is calculated every night in our platform. It's right here. This is your magic number, 5850 for the S&P, and I think it's 209 for NASDAQ now. Changes every day though. Changes when the margin requirements update. So once a day it could possibly change. But it doesn't really change that drastically. Point or two. Yeah, I don't think my UPS is rated for a lightning strike. As Trady is saying. I feel like it's rated to trip on a lightning strike, but it's certainly not rated to fully protect. So it did trip. Whatever is inside of it tripped. I felt like a breaker tripped. Like it, because you can hear like everything just, and then just, you know. I think there might have been some breakers inside of it that tripped. I don't even know. But I didn't. But then I don't physically reset them, so I don't know if how that would work. Because usually we have to reset a breaker. Maybe it's electronic reset. I need to research them. But I'm glad everything reset if there is some kind of something like a breaker in there, because whatever it was like so loud. I feel like I could feel it. Anyways, okay, Catalyst. Here. Whenever you break through the level, number one, it's high volume pivot when you touch it. See how it was a pivot. You can predict it from here, how far down that effect happens. When you break through it, volume gets chaotic. A normal volume distribution in a chart looks like this. Welcome to the stream, guys. You guys are going to learn something today, as we do every day. Down in here, high volume, high volume, high volume, check. Number two is normally whenever the market is, you know, trading, forget the high volume there. You usually have a volume profile that looks like this. Pretty normal. When you break through that cat active line, you start to see strange, erratic volume that doesn't make any sense. Normally at a normal high volume pivot, volume sort of like is a little parabola around it, just like that. Markets are irrational, meaning that people are just spontaneously just getting in and out randomly. They're getting out randomly, especially due to margin calls. Volume is more like chaotic. It doesn't have any rhyme or reason. That this is very characteristic of volatility, high volatility, and also catalyst. So the idea that you get volume that does that right here is exactly why we talk about you sit out automatically when there's a cat active, because the market's just impossible to trade at that point. Candles get big, things get funky. This is a mild catalyst. Let me tell you, this was even a crazy one. Better safe than sorry. Usually margin calls can trigger hundreds and hundreds of points from there to sell off. It gets a little crazy. Every time you think the market's going to go in direction, it zips the other way. It goes this way, zips the other way. It gets a little crazy. Up, 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 zips the other way, zips the other way. It's not usual trading, and the volume's all over the place. So we teach you guys automatic sit out. And I'm glad you guys are in the boot camp. You got your first taste of a cat. Cats don't taste good. Never eaten a cat, but seriously, avoid. Now it's over, right? It only lasts for a day. New day, new liquidity. Anytime the market opens, it's new liquidity. So market's no longer chaotic and we're starting over. It's like a reset button when you open. So unfortunately, it's probably another flat open day like we had before. And we'll see what we get. VIX rolled over into a new triple B. Oh crap, I gotta do this. I forgot to calculate this for you guys. We need a new triple B on VIX. There's a channel in the Discord called VIX Triple B where I post a level once a month. Let me do it for y'all real quick. Yep, thanks for reminding me. I would have done it last night if it wasn't for Mother Nature being crazy. I pissed off Zeus. I certainly did. He's very mad at me. Right. Okay, let's load her up. All right, teach you guys how to do the calculation real quick. It's very simple. All right. So as you see, as talked about the other day, let's take the old one. I keep all the history of them there just because when I go back and teach them, it's easy to talk about it. But what I do is I delete. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just use a bit retracement tool, which is easy to do. We're gonna take the closing price here, open price there, and there it is. And draw a line, just the middle. And that one here. That's it. Picture that for you guys in the chat. $16.92. I draw a second one so that we'll have like a clean one for the picture. So just as explained, right? Remember I was explaining to you guys what would happen. I said we're going to probably be up closer to 20s, give or take. And so we're going to be above triple B. Let's preemptively anticipate some volatility. Remember I told you guys that on the Tuesday session before the rollover, right? It usually can often be a weird day. So, picture of this. And exactly what I said was going to happen, what happened, which is kind of nice. September. So y'all are learning something, right? At least with this. It's y'all, at least, are y'all getting any kind of like, you know, you feel like you're getting ahead of the market, right? We told you guys yesterday it was going to be a little crazy, possibly. And that does happen from time to time. Like, you know, I got something out of it, right? That class. And then, of course, you know, we're not at this. We have a whole class on this, but at least y'all got information about it before. You know, we talk about how, okay, well, the forward curve shows that we're not too terribly bearish. It's just a slightly volatile. Contango is good. Good part of a bull market. It's normal. And then, of course, as you're transitioning from one contract to the next, we're now in the phase of above triple B. Now let's talk about what happens. If you go to your cheat sheets, what you're going to do is you're going to understand that your trading is going to be slightly different. We have an entire cheat sheet that goes over this phenomenon. You guys are going to be pros about this. It literally tells you exactly what I explained and what I drew a second ago right here. You're going to be, when you're less than triple B, you're going to have nice sharp pivots. You're going to hit a liquidity pocket. Market's going to be nice. In the modes where you're like this, the market has unusual stretches of volatility and you're going to have a harder time pivoting. You're going to sometimes undershoot, sometimes overshoot. You have to plan for it. Volume is chaotic like this. Volume is clean and distributed like this. So the lack of liquidity creates volatility when people are buying and selling. And that's why things are crazy and sporadic. The buyers and sellers aren't just uniformly distributed throughout here. They're just kind of like speckled. And how do you trade it differently, right? Well, you'll notice in this picture here, when VIX is in the good level right below it, you're going to see that your daily ranges get smaller and they're nice and tight over time. When you're above it, you're going to see that the daily ranges start to get bigger and it's kind of choppier. Market's wider on its ups and downs. So we're in the mode where it's going to be wider on its ups and downs. Big days down, big days up. So if anything, what have you guys learned from boot camp? If you can anticipate the market's going to move twice as much maybe or twice as fast, what would you do generally as a trader? Just as a pop quiz, you know, you're going to have a lot more movement. Is there any kind of corrections, course corrections you can take to your own trading style? Smaller size, yeah, like scale down. If the Nasdaq normally going to be moving like 40, 80 points, now it's moving 200 or 300 points. You don't need to go in with five minis and be like, yeah, now's the day I'm gonna make a $40,000 a day. If you were to trade 2 or 3 micros and the market goes 3 times as far, it's the same trade, the same distance. It's the same risk, the same reward. And you anticipate that, the overshoots, right? So what you do, you guys nailed it, right? And generally speaking, this is where you're gonna size down until VIX gets on the right side of things. The smaller size also allows you to dance around a pivot and build a position. Whereas normally I'll be just building my position right at the pivot. Now, undershoot, overshoot, overshoot. You'll see me do this. I'll either long one contract, then one more around my pivot to give me a bunch of space to try to get my cost basis around the pivot and knowing I'm going to be holding through some chop. and that's part of it, or rotating accounts. In the prop space, what I normally do is rotate the accounts. I'll throw one contract in one account here. I'll throw one contract in a couple of accounts here. I'll throw one contract in a couple of accounts here, and I spread my account risk out. So where even if one of them does get chopped up or the market does crash out, only really one of them took a big loss, the other two were moderate. So knowing that when you hit your pivots, enter staggered, right, with your different accounts as a prop trader, or like 5 micros, then 1 mini, then 3 minis. Like build a big position to get your cost basis as low as you can around that. This is characteristic of the next couple of days until VIX gets its happy little butt down there. All right, double checking this, if the VVIX is going to not be elevated. It probably will be, but let's just double check. Anything above 100 is going to be that cautionary region. Yeah, so anything above 100 means the VIX can actually move pretty fast, which means the market can have like speedy curvatures, like big sell-off days again. So VVIX above 100 is a second layer of caution. VIX's sensitivity to stuff. So let me show you, I have a whole handout on that too. We're getting ahead in the boot camp, but you guys are getting the juice now. This is like towards the end of boot camp, like the corrective things. VVIX above 100, higher probability of VIX runaways, and therefore leading indicator the VIX itself can move rapidly during market events, meaning that the VIX is sensitive to market catalysts, meaning any news that comes out, VIX can fly out of control. And that's what VVIX is telling you. The VIX itself is volatile, which is not a good deal. Anything above 100, VIX can break one risk interval very likely, which is an automatic sit out signal. If VIX moves your risk interval, it's a catalyst on the VIX. You sit out no matter what. News can just drop the market like outside of D bands and stuff. Right? Example, CPI report was worse than expected. If VVIX is above 100, you can have the market crash out. If VVIX is less than 100, the market can probably dip and rally. VVIX less than 90, the market doesn't even care. You see the difference? The VIX itself, which is up here at the top, doesn't really move. The VIX moves a little heavier. The VIX can actually run away into a reaction. So in this environment, the Diddy band, whatever you want to call it, down here. All right, so how far of an overshoot do you allow? It's very simple. You look at the last hour's worth of candles on the 1 minute chart, and the biggest candle you see is about what the volatility is going to be, and that's about your overshoot. So anticipating this, or 10 points and 40 points normally. If it's bigger than 10 or 40, S&P Nasdaq, then you can use the bigger candle. If we're falling like 60 points in a single minute, that's about the overshoot you can allow. It's a great rule of thumb. So here, this is nice and clean, 420 to 440. Nasdaq is still kind of normal. We're not really getting big crazy candles. So I'm gonna allow my normal 40 points to overshoot. So I'll be able entering like right at the pivot, and I will allow 40 points to enter again. Slightly tech issues, Matt, and hopefully they're no more. Right, so an example is whenever you enter your pivot, whenever you enter your trade, like if I'm gonna enter at this pivot and I'm trying to buy the dip, right, and it's chopping around, I'm gonna build my cost basis all down in here, and then I'll have my stop. It depends. Usually I'll have my stop whatever it is below my cost basis. Technically speaking, you put your stop that much distance below, like if you're saying 40 points example, below your actual pivot itself. If you can get your cost basis lower than your pivot, you're more than welcome to use a little bit extra fat to have your actual cost basis that distance from your actual cost basis rather than the pivot. People trade it differently. I like to give myself a little bit of fat and hold a little bit more drawdown. So usually for me personally, I teach you guys to make your stop loss X distance below the pivot. That way the pivot is what determines when you're wrong, not you. But I like to personally, if I can get my cost basis slightly lower, I'll put my stop that distance from the cost basis, just to give it a little bit extra room. Each to each their own though. Yeah, bigger positions, wider stops, and everything's good. So today we have broken through MHP overnight. As you see, when you break through the overnight levels, it gets a little crazy. This one today, 23.2. Oh, that's not the right one. That's the 176. Never mind. Don't listen to me. That's the old one. That's just a coincidence, I guess. 23,176. Way down here. I'm looking at the new ones. Okay. And 23,628. It's going to be over here. Okay. So I'm just looking at MHP to decide if we're bearish or bullish or not. This is the new model 638654. Looks like the S&P yesterday hit the cat active was here as well. And oh, look at last night, yesterday's action or today's action around yesterday's pivot. It's weird that there's still residual effects there, right? Isn't that neat? Somebody's been telling me about that, and is there something there? Hard to say, right? 6386. Okay, so we have a new update on Rocket Scooter. No longer are the calculations going to reconvert throughout the day until we change our data feeds. We found out that it's just not a good practice. We're rather going to anchor them at 9:30. They might be slightly off, but you guys will be fine. The error is not much, so the conversions are not going to dance. We've disabled that. Also, the NASDAQ redraw issue, wherever you switch back and forth with tickers, where NASDAQ would disappear and you'd have to refresh, should be fixed. So that was released yesterday. And we should be good, y'all. All right. 25 minutes till we start the market. When is VIX risk interval going to be VIX on the table? Oh, I didn't know it was broken. Oh, crap. They never... Thanks. When we fixed, we had to rewrite our web scraper, we forgot to fix this one because VIX comes from a different website. Thank you. I didn't even know. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up? What's up? Good day, good day. Hello, sir. I asked 2 questions. Is it for $10 and then for another $10? Any news coming out today? With Fed minutes today, right? Isn't that today? Remember, in the mode of Triple B and VIX and all this stuff, anything can become big news. So, just let Trump's talking points are going to be like crazy again. So, minutes right after lunch today. Mr. Scooter, can I ask 10 questions? You have to ask 10 questions 10 times. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some breakfast real quick, and I'll be right back for market opens, promise. All right, friends, let's do this. I'm back. Did y'all miss me? Right. Mr. Scooter, can I ask some questions, Mr. Scooter? The #1 streamer chair is back. I was gonna get breakfast, at iDoc is already down there making me something. Let you go sleep in the day. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning, guys. Reading your comments here. You're a bit lost in the overnights, Jan. So overnights, okay, basically what they are, you know, in the morning we calculate hedge pressures and all the walls and stuff based on the calculations that moment in time. We have the open interest, we have the prices, we have all the Greeks, we have all the stuff we need. Overnight, when the futures market is closed between 5 and 6 Eastern, we don't get the open interest until overnight, somewhere in here. When Opera releases it, like later in the evening. So in the interim is we need something to trade overnight, right? So what I do is I adjust the model to take the open interest estimated, so we can estimate what it is at the end of the previous day. Instead of using the real OI and all the real Greeks and stuff, I'm not gonna label out all the Greeks at 9:30 the next day. We do a calculation overnight for some estimated pivots, and they actually turn out to be pretty good. I use an estimated open interest model instead of the real open interest because we don't have it yet. Then I use similar calculation to calculate when hedge pressure is likely to be at 9:30 in the morning, and then I print it at 5:45 in the evening. So this is saying hedge pressure is likely estimated whenever I print these overnight to be here. All things being equal, what the overnight dynamic tells you is that with all things being equal, with the best information that we have at this moment in time when it's calculated, we're saying monthly hedge pressure is likely to be here at 9:30 tomorrow morning. It's estimating monthly hedge pressure a day in advance almost by adjusting the model for that period of time. It's saying if price goes absolutely nowhere, and if my open interest estimate is correct, then this is where monthly hedge pressure will be. That's how good we are at the math. We can forecast it a day in advance. I mean, then you can do that. You just need to know the open interest. And then of course, overnight, the open interest doesn't change. We just finally get the real number, then we can calculate the real thing in the morning. And also price has changed a little bit. So, you know, monthly hedge pressure, the actual is going to come out somewhere different. And of course, the open interest estimate is just an estimate. So it was pivots designed to give you an estimate of like where the market kind of was overnight. So when the market opens, we can say, are we still bullish or bearish? And then you can say, oh, well, it's still bullish at least to here. It can dip all the way to there, and then there's a pivot. So it was an estimate to decide. That's kind of like a general overnight best we can do. It turns out that the pivots actually were rock solid and pivoted right on the penny. And my open interest model was so good, it actually provided a high volume pivot, which is actually really damn good. So if you're confused about the overnights are just a second set of pivots based on the same philosophy, just calculated at a different point in time. Does that make sense? So now here's where it gets a little confusing. In the Discord, we had a method of doing this, and the method has been published every day. And now there's 2 sets of numbers published because I've refined the model to a newer set. The picture of Thinkorswim that has 2 pivots on it is the model we're going to ultimately go with, the newer model. I've made some more rigorous calculation adjustments for Tuesday and Thursdays. I've also made a more rigorous calculation for my open interest model that's more complete, that uses better assumptions for more volume, or for identifying more volume based on market maker options. So the idea is that the ultimate finality is that you're given a hedge pressure overnight and weekly and monthly, just like you are in the daytime, and overnight their pivot's just the same. And what turns out is, by consequence, those pivots also pivot in the daytime session, as we saw yesterday. It's weird, and one of the things is we fully don't understand why. That's kind of one of the neatest things about it, is we don't understand why. Now you have to go through the boot camp, and that class specifically tells you why there was a low and a high. So the three numbers were that the real-time open interest model were for weekly. Okay, there's three numbers given to you. There was a weekly low and high range because the estimate model wasn't done. It wasn't good enough, I didn't think. The monthly just gives you the estimate. The monthly was completed. It's a much simpler model because it only uses, you know, one specific date. The weekly uses every option that exists. So the model was a little more complicated. It took me a year to finish it. So in lieu of giving you guys an estimate that wasn't as good, we gave the low and high range and said that the hedge pressure was somewhere in between the two. So the blue, we gave you like a range, and the orange, we gave you a level. Now we're giving you the level for blue and the level for orange. I completed the model. So the new model reduces the two blue ranges into the actual estimate because it's done. So now you're going to have one orange, one blue, just like you normally would. It's going to be just like liquidity map, the same setups overnight for overnight trading. Longing here, shorting off of that below, etc. If you break the MHP overnight, it's a market crash sort of thing. Yeah. So the high and low are hedge pressure, and the orange is MHP. Yeah, same thing. And that was the old models because it took me a year to finally finish this model. I was working on it almost for an entire year, and I just finished it like a month ago. So this is like a really big breakthrough for us. And we only used it for overnight. We're like, usually it was like, okay, this is our pivot overnight. And it's better than nothing because we won't get hedge pressures till the morning. What is the, you know, where can we trade overnight? And the idea was, well, these are good enough estimates. I usually originally created for options traders, like essentially are hedgers. If you had hedge pressure right here monthly and market's been crashing right here, and at the end of the day, you knew where this was, you can say, oh, okay, well, maybe I should buy some puts right there because if we break through that, market's probably going to collapse. So it was used as like a general estimate just to feel out your overnight positions a little bit. And it turned out that the pivots were actually really sharp. And when you broke through monthly hedge pressure, you saw the same irrational signals you saw on the date, which was fantastic. It led me believe that my estimate model was actually really good at identifying something. We believe that other people in Wall Street have come to a similar conclusion and behave at a certain place, which is why there's actionability there, meaning that we've stumbled upon the correct mathematics other people have. And it's called convergent evolution in a science-like sense, is that two people that are looking for the same doing the same experiment or looking for the same answer usually can arrive to a similar result, which is the most efficient path to the answer. So a lot of people, you know, a lot of us believe that what we really just stumbled onto is that hundreds of independent firms have sort of created similar methods that are like hedge pressure in a way. And we all kind of come to the same conclusion, and therefore we're all acting there, and therefore it creates a pivot. Simple as that. And talk about the gap down a little bit. We're going to be moving in about 7 minutes, market's opening. But the funny thing about it is that we just had it as an estimate pivot, right? And it turned out to be a really solid pivot when you touch it, high volume and everything. The market would fall apart if you'd break through it, just like you normally would see with regular monthly hedge pressure in the daytime. What's neat though, is that pivot, somebody started telling me as the years went by, that those pivots actually work in the daytime. And we saw yesterday, MHP was where we were bouncing, right? The overnight estimate. So it turns out that these overnight estimates, for some reason, also have residual pivoting effects in the daytime. They're used just the same way. And right now we're in the mode of, we use our liquidity maps, like our normal map, to try to find pivots, but these overnights are gonna have to work their way in the mix somehow too, because they're just as strong. And one of the interesting things is we don't know why. It's one of those things where we've discovered something and we don't fully understand why it happens. We have some theories, but the neat thing is this is a pivot today. So an example is if MHP and the liquidity map calculates to be here, the market breaks and it's irrational and breaks and falls through here, you still got another pivot here, which is just as strong as this one to catch the market dip. So I tell myself usually is that in a bull market, this is about how far we can go and still maintain a bull market. So I can say, aha, this is where the biggest dip is going to be. So if I'm like, you know, wanting to buy just like a really nasty dip, I'll be aiming for like, that's the worst case scenario. And then down here, I don't want to be long at all. Get out of the way. That's kind of what it does, right? Any read on Tesla? When the market opens, ask me, I'll pull it up. What's up, guys? Don't forget to smash the like button. We'll be getting started in about 15 or 5 minutes here. Market's opening. We're slightly gapping down in NASDAQ, and I mean slightly. A little bit more than 40 points. So it's a little bit, it's going to be good. Resilience is going to be a good read today. S&P is gapping down like within 10 points. S&P is going to be flat, same as yesterday. Do I think that the market's done selling? I don't. This last couple of days has been kind of eh. This was a kind of mild liquidation, and then we might see a little bit more today. I'm not eager to buy at the open unless resilience comes out to be like superstar good. But with the flat S&P, I don't really trust resilience in flat markets too much for that opening move. So I normally don't take that opening long quickly. If I do, it's like one account only. I do believe you got a perfect score on your math SAT. You know, I did. That's true. And I also did when I was 12. I took the SAT when I was 12 years old. So that is correct. Just when I say the ladies always line up for the gentlemen in the math club. Hey girls, how's it going? Like my calculator? I can solve your word problems for you, baby. Market open Friday overall. Change to market is low. My ADHD was so bad. I was undiagnosed. This was no millennials. This is before we had medication, right? You know, my ADHD was so bad. I couldn't focus on the reading topics. So I did really good on my overall SAT. I did really good on my reading and such, but it wasn't like perfect score at all. I would find myself not even reading the passage and just trying to answer the questions. That's so weird, right? I would just be like, I would lose focus while trying to read the one page thing they want you to read and answer questions about. So I'd read the question and then try to go dig the answer out by skimming over it. So turns out they call that ADHD, and I found out in college that's what I had. And then, well, I mean, I have worse ADHD than that, but it was like I couldn't even read 2 paragraphs to save my life in a test situation. Do I see my post, or is YouTube blocking you? Thanks everyone. Buying tech, nobody's blocking you. What's up? Can I get SMCI to appear on the Rockseer platform, please? We're gonna expand into more stock tickers at a later date after we finish this this conversion project. We need to create dynamic ticker lists to allow you guys to put more data in. Oh yeah, I didn't get prescribed Adderall till college, and once I did, I was a freaking superstar. I was a person in high school that made horrible grades and would get hundreds on the test because I just couldn't sit down and focus and do my homework. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do other things. And it wasn't like I was just lazy. It was because it was like excruciatingly hard to focus on something. I found homework to be too easy, the subject material too easy. I just never wanted to do it. I would show up and ace the tests and never do the work. And then college, that, almost caused me to flunk out of school. And I got prescribed ADHD, and then I got my shit together and I ended up being 3rd in my class. But before that, you can't do that in college, and engineering school is actually quite hard relative to high school. I couldn't just show up on test day and get 100 on the test. This was not going to happen. You had to actually do the work at that point. So that helped a little bit. Then I realized, I was like, oh man, I've had this like problem my whole life. I'm like, man, I probably could have been valedictorian in high school had I had a little bit of medicative help. But I'm almost glad that I didn't, because that kind of stuff messes up kids pretty bad if you get hooked on it and you rely on it. You couldn't wait to get out of your test. Your friend and I can go have lunch, right? I know, you guys, and we all end up as traders. At the end of the day, this is the best place for, people with that kind of flickering mentality where you want to focus on things you love and you have the impatience for things you don't. It's a very trader mentality to be hyper focused on the things that you love to do. And that ADHD skill comes in handy. You're able to like jump between things really quick, but you also have to learn to focus. So it's one of those things where it gets real sticky. You stick to it pretty well whenever you have like an obsession over it. All right, we got 30 seconds, guys. So market opens. Let me make sure. I got to line everything up here. Oops. Platform's going here. So FundedNext has been really good at getting their stuff fixed. I've been having a good time with FundedNext. I don't know if you guys have been any with them lately. Like, I've gotten funded accounts given to me the moment I pass. I've been getting the signature page and then the account always by the next morning. So I think whatever issues they had, they fixed them, which is pretty nice to see. Our resilience is, we're rotating again. Resilience is high S&P, low NASDAQ, so be careful. That is pretty solid. I'm not in the boat of wanting to grab along here at the door, though. I'm going to wait a little bit, not be fooled by the opening candles. S&P resilience just tanked again a second time. Cool, we're going to wait on this one. You're on your 4th payout. Yeah, dude, the payouts of FundedNext are spectacular. I've gotten countless payouts from those guys. They've been the easiest payout. FundedNext has been the easiest firm to trade and get payouts with, 100%. You can pay outs like 4 days in on your regular accounts, you know, 7 days in on your legacy accounts. I mean, it's quick. That's why I really enjoy it. And the uncapped and the 100%, you know, profit split is like really nice. I really hope this firm survives and makes it till the end and stays around, because they just have a really good system. All right, good. Not trading the open, letting the market kind of goof around here. See, we got our laps coming through. Awesome, they finally fixed it. Yeah, because I got on a phone call with the COO last night just to talk about you. So I got you. I got the COO of the company. I went straight to him. He's been busy. That's why I haven't been able to get a hold of him. I went straight up to the top. I got you. I said, my guy is at his wit's end. I need your help. Can you make time today to talk about it? He's like, yeah, I'm here. He's like, I'll be here. I'll call you tonight. And I chatted with him, and I was like, this is my buddy Austin. He's in my chat. He's a very loyal person. He loves FundedNext. You know, he's being very reasonable. He just wants his balance reset. You know, he's not trying to be like, you know, other customers. They're just being like, you know, pouty, whiny for a reason. He doesn't want anything unfair. He just wants the balance he earned and deserved. And he's like, I got you. He's like, yeah, I'll hook him up by the morning. You got it? All right, cool, bud. I got you, man. I told you I'd get you. Just you had to remind me. So yours was specifically, I went even higher than my normal connection. So normal, I have people in the intermediate that I talk with that are like the head of customer service and such. So there's no trade setups. I'm just waiting. Lower DD band is possible long signal. I'm not shorting this either. We see no liquidity map, nothing here. There's no long. Resilience is negative. Resistance is there. Easy to see that. How many people here are sitting out right now and just waiting? How many people are shorting? Did anybody buy the dip? That's my next question. Like, this was a smart decision not to do anything. I'm just going to chill and wait, baby. Baby. Got nothing to trade on. Waiting. You guys are so good at trading. I love it. All right, so we've got all kind of good shit down here to play with. We've got pockets all down in here. This is great. We got a bunch of A pluses lining up. The market decides to die today. That'd be great to hit. Inside of here, this is no man's land. It's not short territory either. And another thing is, if you do break in a pocket on S&P, there is a push this way. Other than that, with resilience being kind of all over the place, it's kind of hard to trust it. Flat day, don't trust it. S&P is sort of close to zero. NASDAQ is negative 60. What the hell, right? Crazy. Index divergence light should be kind of like flagging off and on here. But we know the market's not done selling. We're all very smart. VIX is above triple B as well. So we're not really out there like, you know, betting that we're going to buy the dip here. We're all fucking smart, right? Nobody blow up your accounts today. I better not see my coupon code used anywhere. Don't go blow up your shit today, y'all. I'm the one person trying to not make money with affiliates. I want you guys to be crushing it today. Be patient. All right. I want to see my affiliate sales up today. I want y'all to stay safe, be cool. Keep your my funded futures deal tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna get another deal. I'll have to ask him when. I mean, tomorrow, but it's gonna be sometime soon. Can't wait for this trading month to be over. I know, right? Okay, so remember, let the market chop around and figure itself out. This is a tricky one. The S&P, I can take a risky break trade here on a breakout in case we do get the run. That's kind of nice. It is a 10-point rip. Down inside of here, there is no position. This is actually called illiquidity pockets. So illiquidity pockets can be dangerously volatile from here to here. The entire span can be traded on. If I were to short the market, those of you, keep an eye out. DD ratio is right on the fence. It's 50%. If you get here, it's one of those weird toss-ups that this short is possible and this long is also possible, because I long this every single time. But if this is less than half, I long this smaller, but I can also choose to short. It's the one place where you have overlap in our setups. Bear zone top with low DD is a coin flip. You can pick whichever one you want. And so a lot of the times I will take the bear trade, but only if it moves quick. If it starts to hover at the zone, I get out quick. I'd rather be long on a liquidity pocket rather than short off the top of it. So kind of like the one in our strong setups, it's kind of strong either way. It's a kind of a pivotal moment here. So keep your eye out. Ratio is less than half. Let's double check monthly maps too, just to see if we got this. So a little opening downside. I don't think we're going to crash today, but I do think the market has potential to dip a little further. There is no pivot to long off of. Just gonna wait on this. We are definitely in bear zone market again as far as liquidity map, monthly maps go. QQQ thrust into bear territory a second time. This could be bearish for the next week or two. Through here, S&P is sort of in a bearish-ish zone, but still has support underneath it for the next month. So S&P is not like crashing down into here. It does have support. The lowest low is about here. So S&P does have potential to like wave around inside of here again, just like that. And I think that's probably the best we're going to do. A big M-shaped move as far as downside goes. So today, take it easy. Not going to go out here and die for this market. S&P resilience is negative, but we don't trust resilience in flat days as much as being a leading indicator unless it's really strong. It's very much just barely positive, which means it can zip up here very quick before it decides to move. So when I see this opening move to the downside, I'm not necessarily going to run out there and short this for the market to fall. But I am going to say is that if the market does pop to here, which could be something I can do, if I wanted to take a trade just to take a little gamble on that, why not trade some micros, right? Just for fun. I don't have a pivot to trade off of. Oops, that's NASDAQ. Let me put a micro on the table. Just demonstrate small trading. Oops, wrong thing, but let's see what S&P looks like. I mean, NASDAQ looks like. Let me grab a micro, like that one micro, right? There's nothing to do other than to bet that the resilience pushes the market higher. And I did grab that in the wrong place. So let me get MES, I bet. So again, just to demonstrate what you would do if you were trading and you were gambling or taking whatever, is that, okay, let me take one micro, right? Just something small. Just to keep your skills up, you know, keep your trades going. And if I'm wrong on this, it's $100. If I'm right, it's $100. Doesn't even matter, right? Knowing that I hate the market's kind of sucking. Why don't I just play small and make it fun and keep it small, right? 50-50 below hedge pressure. Yeah. So the idea that I'm thinking today is that maybe because res is slightly positive, that we end up here. And hell, maybe even there. That'd be kind of nice. But even if not, the market falls. Look at this. I want to make $3 today, guys. So the point is that when you're unsure or you have nothing to do, or even you want to just take a wild gamble off of a very low probability setup, why not just put a micro on the table, play with like $20? Does this make sense, you guys? So in general, you keep your risk low when you don't have the confidence. And just to show something, res is positive. This is a bad trade to make, a horrible trade to make, a very horrible trade. I don't think we open and drop though. I think it's very possible we do go this way. Pop and then drop, who knows? We'll see. E ratio is slightly improving, which is good. We know it's kind of funny. I can hold one micro on the S&P literally for 30 points, right? You know how much that is? I'm losing $150. Literally, I can hold one micro all the way down and then long it with two minis right here. And then make a trade, make some money. So the idea to demonstrate in this radical extreme sense of this is that my position size is very small, not even small, very small. And I can hit it with a normal trade down there because ratio is good enough to take a long. Right? So in that sense, all my accounts are flat. I'm doing absolutely nothing here other than just doing something for fun. The trading show you've been missing, right? So and the math in my head is to say, well, maybe I'll take a small, not so probable bet that we pop before we drop. That'd be kind of nice. And then let me just hit it so small I don't even care about the drawdown. Like I could literally watch this market fall 30 points and do nothing. Hell, I can make $50 if it goes to there. But the best part is I want it to fall, and then I can hit it with a really strong trade where my A pluses are all lining up. I don't have a pivot too long off of, but I did see resilience be positive. And therefore, somewhere in here, I'd like the market to maybe test filling the gap, as these are both things support here. But I'll be careful, I'm wrong. Howdy. What you up to? What's in the pink thing? Oh, you want to use my computer?
Yeah, I do. Tomorrow,
Hi, Gamoro. All right. You know, 2 days ago I had a 20K day, and yesterday I was up over 10K, right? By the end of the day, something like that. I think even more. I kind of forgot to. Here's the thing. I forget to post my wins sometimes. Even whenever I have like a great day, I get really, well, I was dealing with like, you know, dentist, and then got a flat tire on the way to the dentist. It was a crazy day. And then the electricity blew up my computer. So, any read on Tesla? Yes, I can read on it. So I'm only long in this one account for one reason, just to watch resilience, and resilience is now negative. So, but still, it's going to just be a choppy, messy day. Tesla, for the most part, is pretty much locked underneath 332. So Tesla's gotten some downside nasty to it. I do feel like the market's going to sell pretty hard today, now that I'm looking at it, and glad like I made a really solid decision, right? Darn, I'm down 50. I'm down 25 bucks. Good. I got my good pivots down here. Nasdaq has DD support down here at bottom at 260, which is good. Nice long pivot from there. S&P has basically no support until about 95, about 20 points lower from here. Easy to see that. So now you can also say, why not jump in on a short? I don't normally short into a trend, right? The market can literally pop up here and then sell off, which is kind of what I was thinking was going to happen. But either case, again, in this wide swinging fences, we're dipping in a bull market. Nasdaq was the one that was bearish in the monthlies, but S&P still bullish-ish. Is that here, here, and here, like all through here is all really good pockets of liquidity. So whether I get like 50 bucks on that move there, where it dips to here and I can get another $20,000 a day just on a retrace, we'll see. And I trade like this every time. Like the market looks like it's coming down. Well, every trader out there right now is pressing the short button trying to take this, but I know better, and I know that volatility means the market's going to be up. Never, ever, ever chase a red candle to jump in on a short. Let the market pop to short if you're going to short. Always let it flurry with some greens before you short it. If you chase red, you're going to be dead. Chasing red, you're going to be dead. Chop is bad. And this is chopping not terrible. This isn't that crazy because this is a mild volatility, but sometimes you're chopping up and down 30 or 40 points. This is less than 10, so it's not that big of a deal. But don't ever chase red candles. You know what I mean? You don't want to die today. I know. I better not see my affiliate sales go up today. I don't want to see you guys blowing up. Take it easy today. Be careful. I don't want to see my code used a million times. I mean, no, you just be careful. Trade in low micros. Yeah, keep it small. Let this market figure out what it wants to do. I like to err to the side of the market could possibly be bullish at some point. Look, res just flipped up positive. You know, it does get a little like, I guess we'll say like, you know, choppy in this environment. You guys say, oh, it's not a clean, easy trade. Are we going to get a nice clean bounce today? Yeah, who knows? I'm not betting on it. But I do know that I have really strong supports down in here. But I think we've entered the mode where the market's going to start selling off a little harder. And we're prepared for it, right? We know it's coming. I didn't load up for puts this time. I think we're just going to like a week or two wave down. So I'm going to hold off and try to hedge this, even though this could be the big nasty drop that we were looking for. But all down in here, I've got pivots here, got pivots here, got pivots here. That's it. See, when I say if you're going to short, you wait for a green, and look, it's like there's always going to be green to short off of if you're a bear. And I'm definitely like, trust me when I say I'm like 70% bearish right now for the day. I'm not necessarily, that's why I just put a micro on just in case. And while things are flipping all over the place, we got some good DD bands to play off of today. Can I explain flat market a little bit more? Well, because resilience is so sensitive to the middle, flat markets mean all stocks are opening near the middle. So just tiny movements in stocks can make resilience go all over the place. So it's kind of like if you were to take a seesaw and everybody was standing on a seesaw in the middle. It only takes one person leaning slightly to the right to tilt the whole seesaw over when everyone's in the middle. If 5 people are on the left and 5 people are on the right, it'll stay balanced, right? The weight is more distributed. So if everybody's in the middle, it doesn't take much to tilt all 10 people one direction. That makes sense. So when all stocks are in the middle, it doesn't take much to like kick the whole market one direction or not. All right, so we're getting down the lower DD band. Looking solid, looking solid. I'm going to allow a little bit of overshoot here. So Nasdaq is the first pivot to play off of. S&P's got pockets a little nearby. Nasdaq might actually overshoot. So we'll see. Overshooting and undershooting is likely. So looking at this, we've got what, 23,264 for an undershoot. How VIX, a derivative, works exactly. VIX is a calculation that's based on SPX options. It looks 30 days into the future, and it grabs all the options that exist between 24 days out and 37 days out. So there's a 14-day window. It grabs those options, and it looks at the kind of basically correlation between the supply and demand of every option in the S&P over time. And it uses that to identify where people are positioned in, it's like an options landscape sort of measurement. That makes any sense. And when VIX goes up, it just means there's an uneven distribution of demand for options at random places, like closer to the way you think of VIX in like layman's terms is the faster people want to buy more sporadically, like price all over the place. Like I want to buy options here or here or here or here, like all over the place instead of tight near the price. And the closer in time to that expiration is to the front end of that window, VIX goes up. So when people are panic buying near-term insurance and panic buying insurance at random places near term, VIX goes up. Panic buying, like I need insurance for tomorrow right now, like right under price. I'm going crazy. I'm about to blow up. VIX goes up. That's really the mentality VIX is trying to convey. All right, this is like that undershoot tap. We can probably maybe try to take one trade there and one account. Let me start to maybe like get close for that. We're at 91 and 264 is going to be that first place I'm going to try to aim for. We'll do one undershoot trade. So this is one trade, one account. I'm going to line up with one more account in a second. I'm gonna keep it very light today, you guys. Very light. So I always plan for undershoot, slight pivot, and then slight overshoot. DD ratio is good enough. All right, let me grab one more account. Undershoot case. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna allow myself, the candles aren't really that bad. I'm gonna allow myself 40 points to overshoot on the pivot. So 220 is the exit. That's it. I'm gonna long one here. I'm gonna actually hold off and not long at the pivot. Instead, I'm gonna long underneath the pivot one more. One contract here, one contract here. So we're starting to get a little press on DD band. Looking semi-solid here. Remember, undershoot, overshoot, stop. And keeping it live just in 2 accounts. And I'm gonna get one more around the overshoot. So down here, I'm gonna grab one more account just to play off the band. And that's probably the only trade I'm gonna make. My micro is down 60 bucks. Look at that. I didn't blow up. You pass the MFFU, let's go. Oh, you're gonna hang out with me today. I knock in the house, you guys. A big red flush FU candle really quick. You want this stool, babe? You sure? Okay. Oh, let me put my breakfast over here. Oh, wait, you're not, you have your elbows deep in waffles here. Right. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Heyo. Just according to plan. I'm gonna let it overshoot a little bit. Tap it one more time. I'm gonna allow it to get right up close to 220. And then that's it. And then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's the only trade I'm gonna take. You okay? My micro is only down 90 bucks. The safer things to let it reclaim and then try to take that trade. That's it. Keep it light. Let the volatility play. Don't really be too aggressive on this one. Right on the edge. Here we go. One more time. Oh, that's it. I'm only adding to this one account. And that's it. And volatility is crazy. This is a little dangerous here. Market's getting super brutal there. Around the edge there. 220. Today is Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's a screamer. Market's crazy today. All right, so overshoot DD band. I'm looking for at least the test to go up to DD band. Second, remember, trading volatility is a little crazy. Gets a little crazy. Okay, my cost basis right under here. Give me a little brutal today. And then if I lose this and I just take this one trade, I'm lost, and I'll just kind of get back in on the other side of the band. So got one final tap right there. That's like the last place I'm gonna look for to hold on this one. It maybe gets a little dangerous when you trade in volatility, but S&P here. That's why you keep it small. Sacrifice one for the greater good. We have all kind of pivots right down. Oh shit, that felt pretty quick. I don't like that. All right. Around the edge here. All right, I'm gonna trim out on that one. Keep it light. I got the rest of my accounts to play with today. And that's why it gets a little crazy right on the edge here. Probably just close this out. Yeah, I'm gonna close this out. All right, that's it. That one's dead. All right. So, but right on the edge here though, I can probably, so let me try one more account on MHP if I get there. Keeping it light, just in a couple places. And I'm on MHP on S&P. Get one more shot at this. Let me try this account. S&P, why not? Yes, U5. Right at pocket on S&P. Now one more attempt here. On the edge. Oops. A little tight here. Let me grab one more my FundedNext account, S&P. On the bounce here. Okay. Next, my last attempt at making a trade here. All right, so that's the dip. Hopefully I can get a setup here. And this is the final one I'm going to do. The one sacrificial lamb, not doing so hot. That guy got beat the hell up. Try it one more time. MHP, and we have dynamic overnight, and then right here in pocket. So this is like the last little spot. Remember, that's why I say keep it light, keep it small, spread out your risk. Don't even trade in all the accounts. Now bottom of liquidity pocket one more time. Now this is finally like the last little spot here. If we break this, market's going to absolutely collapse. I think we should be okay here though. S&P's pivoting at that spot. Nasdaq is at MHP, so that's pretty solid here. Let me try a couple more. Grab some longs here. Just one contract, keeping it light. Get a little dead cat bounce up of this. Here's my little drawing tool here. There it is. Okay. All right. Below DD bands, to be very careful whenever you're outside the bands. Small trades only, but strong pivots are also allowed. So inside of here, 176 to 260 is a 100-point rip up the DD band is what I'm looking for now. Keeping it light. S&P contracts just two. I'm still hitting it somewhat medium. Medium to small, but that's the one I'm looking for. All right. It's always scary trading. I tell you guys, keep it small, keep it light. And we'll see. Volatility is always going to be hard to trade. All right, so setup today. Now I'm looking for waited for something good from here to here. That's the one I want to see. I also can't overshoot this. It's kind of like the scary part about 100 is about the limit. Should want to stop on this about 100 points to about actually close to not 100. Sorry, about 120. 136. Give or take. So this is the first pivot that I can expect to hopefully get a bounce off of. Looks like a cat. Getting pretty close. Let me double check. 58 points. Or 209 from here. So right at about 220 is a cat. Oh shit, yeah, right here. You guys are right. No good. Okay, yeah, that's not good. You guys are 100% right. Let me double check. Hold on. 190, yeah, about 190 is a cat. Well, actually, let me double check what the number is. 209.75. Okay. Give me a second here. So 209 off of 373, which is going to be 160. 164. That's the edge. It's the edge of the cat. Brutal ass market, man. All right, let's get that bounce. Hopefully the cat active line right there. Gonna hold on that. I had one account that was a sacrifice on the way down. Now I got that one's on the sidelines. That one's probably done for the day. Let's see if the other ones can do any better. Overnight, S&P fell right to overnight dynamic level, which is what we had yesterday, which is why I'm still aggressively trying to take the stab here. These levels have been so razor sharp, man. I've been extremely excited to see how well they've been playing out. So we'll see if that's the pivot. That's the new model. The model's been crushing it. So good deal. So fingers crossed on this. Pretty gnarly, brutal day today. But then, like, we woke up knowing this is going to happen, so I just kind of wait and attack somewhere lower. NVIDIA's breaking MHP, so be careful today, you guys. If there is a pivot, it's here, or it's nowhere else. So hopefully I get something better out of this. S&P Catalyst Active Line is going to be 58.50 off of here. So 36. Oh, I'm sorry, 58.50. So 64. Right. Hold on. What's 22 minus 58? Yeah, 64. All right. Alrighty. See if we can get that dip and rip. Let's go up to band though, at least. That'd be nice. Strong pivot. This is nice. Now, usually down in here, it's small trades only around the edge of cat active. So like I said, we break the pink line, market's dead. Dead. So hopefully we get a bounce here. And if I was the maverick that found it, it'd be kind of nice. Market, please don't die today song. It's definitely necessary right now. Remember, my sacrifices down here was only one account. That's the best part. Tackling with a few more down here at these strong pivots.
Rockets fast, scooters slow. Will we bounce? Nobody knows. Greater market starts to turn. Even Pickle has a look of concern. Green or red, it sways. Trading gods.
So 164 is like crash level market. So I do have the pivot right. Let's see if I do get the trade right. So remember, being wrong from the right place is important. So we'll see if that gets me anything good. Any liquidity here. Let's hopefully we can see something. But that Nasdaq monthly map is pretty brutal. So we're back to like nasty bearishness. So we'll see. I was excited to see a pivot off of that, but Market crash below cat, and then market's dead. All right, out. Okay, yep, let it die. Let it die today. Well, bye-bye market. Now, if we reclaim, I'll be willing to jump back in and trade it, but cat active, same thing as yesterday. Take it easy. Market going die today now. But I do take a stab to keep, just in case it doesn't happen. But now, just kind of sitting out. Now, with this kind of move right here, any reclaim on this, I can probably put a contract just to go. But other than that, sit out, let it die. Now look at S&P signal. Again, this is right on the edge here. Yeah. So, easy as that. Just sit the day out. Yeah, not gonna, So by the later part of the day, whatever happens, if we do reclaim this, I'm gonna try to take trades off of that. But market, please don't die today. But market decided to die today, so. Wow. Such a good song. All right, so maybe I'm wrong, but from the right place, that's all that matters. All right, so other than that, we know the market's going to fall. Now from here is a little choppy. I know the trade is probably still there. I just need to kind of make sure I'm very cautious about how I approach it. So back above the orange, I'm back in. Other than that, I'm going to sit out and let it just chop around and be crazy. We don't really have any new pivots nearby other than S&P has liquidity pocket here, which is why I was trying to trade it, but we'll be better safe than sorry here. DD band is every single time set up. I still can try to take the long here one more time. I'll do one more. With cat active and Nasdaq though, I would say I'm gonna sit out and leave Nasdaq alone. S&P is like the one final place I can try to take a stab at this. All right, one more. One more edge of DD band. And that's it. Just one contract, one account. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade one more account. Give me get one more as well. I'm going to pull that one on screen. That's going to be the one I'm going to dig into. All right, and this one as well. Okay. my last final stab on S&P here. One contract, one account here. I'm gonna do one more, or 2 accounts, sorry. That's it. If we get back in the pocket, I'll hit that other one really hard. The one that actually took that loss there. I'd be willing to jump back in on the same trade there. But we are below MHP. We are double irrational here. We have a cat active in NASDAQ. Just super, super, super dangerous. Keep it light, keep it small. It's definitely going to be volatile around the edge here. I love that song. All right. Don't think we're going to get anything good, though. All right, fingers crossed, you guys. All right, maybe get the turnaround here. Odds are really small, but I always have to take these trades every time just in case. If we lose liquidity, then I'm out. No big deal. What you working on today? Work stuff, not stock market stuff. Yeah. All right, guys, this is it. The final frontier. Don't feel like we're gonna get anything off of this now. Hanging on to this one. Sounds interesting. TD band bounce. Don't hate us today, market. A little bit of love. All right. Hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. This one part of the song is always so jarring to me. I hate that he goes off key or something. Right there. I hate it. That right there. That's the one part of the song that's like weird to me. It's the Legend of Mib. All right. All right, hang in there, baby. Let's hit that DD support. I don't want to see this market crash and die today. But again, I take stabs at the right places. Doesn't mean I get the trade right, but at least I'm waiting for the right spot to go at it. Whoosh fan. It's a slur. Yeah. All right. Look at them brutal red days though, keeping it light. Keeping it light. That's the best part. When you know it's gonna be bad, just keep it light. So you see how I got the liquidity pocket bounce there, but nothing else came out of that. Then we have one DD band. There's the bounce, and then now it's losing. Cat active here, keeping it light. Like I said, one contract, nothing too bad. That's it. My only two plays I'm going to take a stab at this is if we reclaim either one of these areas, especially after overshoot. Now, the biggest candles we've seen, 64, 90, so about 10 points of overshoot is allowed. So right here, about 66 is about where that exit is. Right on the edge. Let me throw some FundedNexts at it. A couple of them. Now I'm finally going to start tapping some FundedNexts. It's like the best song ever. So earlier today, I had one FundedNext account take a beating and one Tradeify take a beating. Now the rest of them, I'm actually taking one more stab here. That's it. But you know, we know the market's gonna be like this, so we just choose to keep our risk light, right? It's kind of the best part. Come on, DD band, give me that love, baby. Great. That one's pretty good, right? By the way, we have our music writing contest. If you guys want to enter that, we're going to do this afternoons starting today. In the song submission channel in the Discord, you can actually start. Oh, hell yeah. Somebody finally did it. Somebody finally did it. Let's go. Oh finally, after all this time, we want to see Matt.
It looks oddly very close. It actually looks.
It really is me.
It's the closest resemblance.
That's perfect. That's really perfect.
Looking cute there.
I try. I definitely work out, you know. It's got a little bit of a beer belly here, though. Groovy, Matt. All right, let's see some of the music that comes with this. All right. Magical Jackson. So at Bear Zone support, the one that I took a beating on, I'm gonna smash it long. I just feel like all or nothing on that one. I'm gonna hit it actually pretty hard. Right when you reclaim here, I'm gonna add to it pretty big. That counts down like 3 grand. I mean, I'm back in on one contract with it, but it's down like 3 grand. So these are fresh ones. This one's up. Market clean, hold in there. Nice. D-Band's one of my favorite trades. EST, right? Every single time, gotta take it. Hopefully we survive and hold MHP. Let's get back in on the other side. The appropriate trade is to trade it there and close out now, but... DD ratio is still greater than half, which is good. Hopefully this is the bounce. 2 sacrificial accounts. Now the rest of them can play. Hopefully we can turn this to a green day today. The X giveaway. Did Grok ever respond to me on my post? I never saw it. If Grok never responded, I'm just gonna have to do the X giveaway, randomly drawing you guys some names or something. Y'all want to really see me moonwalk though? That's like the real question. Or do you guys want to like me create a situation where you never watch the stream ever again, watching me dance? I might embarrass myself all the way. This girl behind me can dance though. Look at the quote. What did I write?
Don't matter whether you're
Dun 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 dun. Ooh. I'm going to find my baby. It don't matter whether you're green or red. I'm gonna find my candle. Okay, that's so lame to make it like trading. Apicalic.
Oh, look at that.
What that? Are you like 5 years old, dude? Hey, Raji made a song. Listen to this.
Rocket scooter system, it's a trading work of art. Chats popping off, they're loving his flair. But one dude spamming, clogging up the air.
That's awesome. Are you guys watching Wednesday, the new season? Sir, can I ask a question? Liquidity pockets. So profit would be if I can get this. Matt's calling trades, NASDAQ futures on lock. Rocket scooter zooming, he's the king of the clock. But this spammer's back, typing sir like a fool, dropping that big ass $10 for my kiddie pool. Sir, can I ask you a question? Yeah, so people are always like, sir, can I ask a question? 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 I'm like, what's the question? Can I get $10? All right, whatever. All or nothing, dude. I'm gonna add to this one account, the one that took the beating. Okay. Sir, can I ask, bro? You're worse than a shadow. Matt's like, chill. I'm trading NQ, not cash. But the chats and stitches at this $10 mustache. Sir, can I ask you a question? Oh no, oh no. Sir, can I ask you a question? On the MHP break, I'm gonna add to it and just smash it all the way up to back to bull zone. Yeah, through which is Mr. Scooter. Yeah, Mr. Scooter, can I ask a question, Mr. Scooter? Can I have 10 bucks? The music is so like jarring. I love it. Can I borrow, Mr. Scooter? Can I borrow a Bitcoin?
Under 30 BPM to keep it danceable and chaotic, matching the spanny energy. Over the top days with weird out delivery with the sir. Can I ask you a question? I chatted my demo you on that back and photos. So we request burger no and rock. Of course, the various catches part layer with sound effects like keyboard claps with chat notification days for extra goofiness.
All right, that's funny. Mr. Scooter, Mr. Scooter. Hey, Mr. Scooter, ask you a question. All right. Farina made a song. Oh, I love it already. So you guys know I prepped you for volatility, right? Hopefully nobody blew their shit up today. The market's gonna be crazy. I'm taking it easy. I'm just playing in a handful of accounts, not even making it a big deal. Yeah, we're so far from circuit breaker, it's not even close to tapping him. Rotating accounts, trading one account pretty much at a time. All right. All right. Let's pull the plug on those. All right. I'm gonna chill. Here's what we're staring at today. And just keeping it light, keeping it easy. Here's volatility. Don't have to worry about blowing too much of your shit up. All right. God, I love that song. Was so good. Sir, can I ask a question? That's a good song, Farina. That's an awesome song. All right. Whoa. Yes. Look at this. I knock on the wait. Wait. Check it out. Check it out. You.
Huh? Whoa.
That's sweet.
Hey, that's a sticker. Rockets on your chest and like upside down, like Christ cross.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna close everything out. I managed to make a little bit back on the account that was, hold on. Sorry. Overall, I flattened everything out, but managed to make a little bit back. I did pull out of that one, the one that was down 3,000, made about 1,000 of it back. Keeping it light, not too big of a deal. Here's the damage so far. Keeping it nice and light. Like I said, just a couple accounts, couple of players. This is the one y'all saw on stream Stream made a little bit back. I was like, if I break through, I'm going to add to it. Once it started pulling back, I just panic closed. And then the 2 on the stream, keeping it light. Super. Know the market's being crazy, so I'm going to sit out and wait. Mr. Scooter, my friend, please, I beg you, just 10K. I don't want to ask anymore. Yeah, so crazy market. Knew it was crazy. Didn't load up all my accounts. One account was down. One account was good. So one of my FundedNext took a beating, just like one of my Tradeifys took a beating, and that's it. When he took the loss here, right down, I grabbed one more of the FundedNext, got there, and then when I panicked, closed this one and this one, they both made a little bit, and then I'm out. And then, of course, the 2 that I had here had S&P contracts, and then I just closed out on both of those. I'll be ready to get back in case we get back to pocket one more time. But that's it. Somebody said, big regular trading hours gap down here. Yeah. Market's fucked up. Fortunately, out of all accounts. Oh, dude, it's tough. I hate hearing how affiliates just rotate and burn through accounts willy-nilly. I could be wrong, but so many streamers practically brag about just smoking a dozen accounts a day, just a feeling. There's a lot of people who do it. I don't rotate through. I don't burn accounts all day long. The Tradeifys, I've had the same Tradeify accounts since February. So I'm going on 80 days. Wait, hold on. Since March, April, May, June, July. So no, more like 100 something days. It's been more than that. So the Tradeify accounts have $200,000 of buffer in them. So yeah, actual P&L, like I said, it's completely in control. I had a 20K day, and then yesterday I think was a 15K day. And then today is just a slightly down day, so not a big deal. Market's crashing. I'm not blowing up. Like I tell you guys, keep it light, couple of accounts. So, as expected, it is dangerous trading in volatility, and these are the risks that I know about that, and just kind of whatever. So I'm slightly down Matt today. Let me show your P&L whipping out. Dude, that ghost photo is amazingly cool. That's epic. All right, giveaway time pretty soon. This one was on NASDAQ. So whenever I basically longed that one on NASDAQ, it went up. This is, yeah, probably one contract. I think it went to almost, I mean, NASDAQ almost traveled 100 points. So I got a portion of that. That's only, you know, it's like 50 points of travel. I got like half of that and it was $1,000. So like I said, rotating your accounts. One of the accounts made money. One of the accounts, clearly hit daily loss limit because it's 2,400. So that one's done. At least done for today. And then, yep, just chilling. My funded futures live account didn't touch that. When Tradeify decided to have a few plays here and here, that one was a big hit. I made a little bit back, and the rest of them are just gonna chill. So yeah. But yeah, trust me, there's a lot of people out there that are, look, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know any streamer out there. Jump so one song. I kind of want to hear that EDM's, I mean the Ghost song. The secret of the market maker. I love it. Right, there's a lot of people out there that the whole goal is they'll just go out there and blow up accounts, and they don't care. I traded seriously, right? I basically do the opposite of that. As soon as I get live with Tradeify, I'm done with Tradeify. That's just my goal, is to get the live. And I'm going to try something different. And Top Step didn't have such a stupid platform. I would try to get on the Top Step leaderboard, but I can't stand their platform. It's so hard to trade with. I think the sell-off is because of the cuts. No, the sell-off is because of PPI. And the Michigan numbers. We called it like last week. PPI spiking is just a lagging, or a lead off into a lagging CPI, which is going to spike in the next couple months. CPI is going to go through the roof in the next couple months. And we're going to get 5% inflation by the end of the year, and probability of rate cuts is almost dropping down to like it was about 95% chance we get a rate cut. Now FedWatch shows, I think, like what was 80 last time I looked. So rate cut chances are going down. Just because PPI went through the roof, it's just a matter of time that CPI goes through the roof, which is how that works. So 85% chance we get a September cut, where it used to be 95%. So the idea is that more and more Fed members just aren't going to cut rates if we get 5% inflation by the end of the year. That's all it is. So there's a lot of heavy rotation that's finally just cycled down. It's not really super bear market, but the market is definitely selling off. It's just delayed response off of PPI and eventual CPI. How many accounts did I blow up this year? This year, like prop accounts, probably more than 20, less than 50. Not much. Most of your prop influencers would be like 3,000 or 4,000, probably. Tradeify's, I think I busted maybe 10 or 15 times at the start trying to build the buffer, and then I've held the account since then. FundedNext was a little harder because of the DLLs. Rookie numbers. Oh, well, I pumped those numbers up. I'm like I'm saying, it certainly isn't thousands for sure. But right at the front of the Tradeify, as I told you guys, I'm going to try to build a buffer. The first couple of accounts, I was hitting them hard to try to get out of the DLL and the put some buffer in the accounts. And then once I did, it's been coasting ever since. That's a pretty good song. I like that one. Like I said, don't quote me on that, but it's certainly not an astronomically large number. PW does that daily. But it doesn't matter, right? Because at the end of the day, profit, the overall enterprise is profitable. So he's buying a Ferrari every other month. He must be making enough at the net end of things. I wonder who the challenger is going to be. The female one-on-one. Rena was, it's a person I know on Twitter. It's the one of the female contestants. He needs another female contestant trade. Everybody's saying, like, can Tori go there and trade? Of course, you know, they love each other. Tori and Pat, right? They're best friends. This is your best month for losses. You've lost one account this month. K-Spec, right? Like I said, losing's part of the game, but knowing what you're getting into and keeping losses small is somewhat easy. Now we're back on top of DD band. I could try one more time on the S&P. Why not try one more? Let me grab one and one FundedNext too. Why not? Okay, one S&P, one FundedNext. DD's good. DD's good. Resilience is just shit. I take this trade every time, so I'm gonna try one more time. One S&P, right on band. Oh, these are the same lyrics. Yeah. The one more time. Cat active in Nasdaq, so it's like, you know, sit out in Nasdaq. See how it could kind of get choppy and weird. It's kind of looking gnarly here. I'll try one more time at S&P just on DD band overshoot, so betting that we don't hit cat. And that's basically it. WWE Undertaker Matt. Do I promote any live account brokers at all? I don't, but if you trade futures, one of the best live account brokers that like most people use because it's cheap and it's a low minimum deposit is AMP for futures. That's pretty much what most everybody here kind of leans to. AMP is good. Edge. I don't promote any one of them particularly. I just have a preference for them personally. We don't have any like partnerships with brokers or anything. Kind of up to you what you like. Maybe picking a broker, what you really want is like speed of execution, good customer service, and low commissions. That's really the three handles that you care about. Broker, you're going to care about nothing else, really. Like it may be a good way to get money in and out of the account. Some of the brokers still are like, you know, I swear I joke that they make you fax in a confirmation, but no, some of them are just wires only. Some of them have like ACH now. Some of them have Plaid. So just kind of nice. So this is the account that was down 280. So now I'm playing this down another 600. Again, playing the volatility, betting that we don't turn into a catalytic event that crashes the market. Betting that we end up somewhere at least in here. Would be nice. Not bad, not bad, not bad. You can't get a amp to connect to your bank? Oh, interesting. Would I consider partnering with some brokers? No. No. I don't think that's even legal. You can't recommend brokerage services unless you are an actual commodities trading advisor, I think. I'm not sure the legalities of that, but I think that when it comes to investing and trading real money, brokers can't partner with unlicensed non-professionals to recommend services. You have to be a broker, I think, to partner with a broker. But that's just my initial thought. I'd have to pass it by legal. But either case, I wouldn't want to for that gray area in my head. Because when it comes to investing real money, you can't make any kind of trading advice, including advice on like which broker is better and things like that. It's considered commodity trading advisory. Have you heard of Tasty Trades? Yeah. I have heard of Tasty Trades. Come on, can we get that DD band hold, baby? Can we get back here? Give me here. Give me this. That's all I want. This will give me that. And that will give me that. Let's draw. I need a picture of like, I need an appropriate emoji for this trade. Hold on. So, you know, below there, that's pretty bad. Please don't. But here is drill. If you guys want to understand my trading style, we're gonna use emojis to teach you. So anything below this pink line is Cry City. Anything above here is drilling at the mouth. It's emoji time. Because you know, I mean, the rule of thumb with emojis is like the more shit on your screen, the better you do. All right. Let me get my spinning wheel bot out here. So now you guys understand this is the this is how I think it's kind of funny if I could actually make a trading platform that uses emojis for signals. This is basically me if we lose 64-64. Fry City. But this is me happy if we reclaim DDBM, which would be nice. All right, trying to log into my spinning wheel bot here. Good song, good song, good song. Tough, tough, tough. Okay. Market just definitely needs to pull back and correct just a little bit. We haven't had something like that yet. So since we didn't get up to 1,000 viewers, we're almost there. We're gonna do a Tradeify advanced account today. So you guys have Tradeify in chat if you guys want to. Do a couple of those, maybe a couple more later. Well, it's time for the platform for the emojis. Hell yeah, hell yeah. That's the best part. Am I a Spanish-speaking person? Oh, you're talking about the person in chat. This is the edge. This is Cry City over here. Those nasty. What the best part about it is the market just absolutely dumping today, and my losses are minimal. It's kind of what you hope for as a trader. Have a little insight to know things are pretty bad, and then just keep your losses tamed. But still take stabs where appropriate, right? Those emojis 5k a piece. It's 5k for both of them. We actually have a special running right now. You get both emojis for 5k instead of 10k. Just the normal. 50% off. Buy one emoji, get one emoji free. All right, type in Tradeify in chat, you guys.
Keep it pumping, never stop. Rocket scooters at the top.
Getting brutal there. Come on, let's not have the market crash today. Catalyst is bad, so pink line is cat. S&P, that'd be pretty brutal.
Rocket Scooter Disco and Anthem. Galaxy Explorer version. Opening transmission. Static crackles across the void. Commander RA's voice echoes through space. Traders prepare for launch sequence. Stanza, our launch protocol. Beyond the nebula of market confusion, where retail dreams meet harsh. On the scene goes by rocket scooter.
All right, I want to hear one more time. We'll hear the song one more time. The song is really good. Hey guys, spin the wheel. Yeah, turn the volume down. My bad. Yeah, I had to re-initialize all my audio stuff last night, so sorry if it's too loud. How about this? Is that okay? For a trade. Congrats, you are gonna win something today. Hold on, see what I'm gonna give you. Let's find out what you guys have for y'all in my pocket here, in my back pocket. It's like a Tradeify advanced account for you guy. Okay, advanced for you, and then we'll spend one more for a growth. Come on, S&P, don't trigger the sad face cry emoji. Can't we get over here? That'd be nice. Can we get to the delicious area of the chart? That'd be perfect. Please, thank you. Cat active below the pink line, so that just becomes automatic market collapse, sell off. Right on the edge here. MACM 0026. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Type something in chat to claim your prize. Ooh, it's getting a little brutal there. On the edge of death. Did they type something? And then they type something. All right, my bad. All right, I'm gonna reset it. Everybody type Tradeify one more time. I reset it on accident. I didn't mean to do that. VIX is now 106 and VIX is well up close to 19. So there's just no volatility. There's no liquidity here. This is right on the edge of market collapse. So all right, spinning wheel one more time. Yeah, so on Nasdaq, right? My low level from yesterday was 176. I'm like, that's where we're gonna go, and even further than that. So, but it's good to see the MHP dynamic hedge pressure has that volume that we expect there, which is really nice. BMW MB C30K. Okay. Congrats. All right, do you guys know the drill? Go to my Discord channel called Contest in the Discord. Link is in the description. Message an admin named Slacks. Give him your YouTube ID. Take a screenshot of inside your account. That way we know that's you. Send him a message and let him know you won the contest, and then he'll hook you up. All right, guys, this would be nice. It would be nice to see this, but it's a sad face down here. Grabbing a hook on the edge of a cat is kind of like a dangerous trade, but worth it to bet that the market doesn't just fall apart today. If it does, it's even worse. It is super chaotic if we lose that. Where's the fan? Time for the whoosh fan. How do I draw it the same each time? I'm an artiste. Okay. I'm extremely good at what I do. I wish I could turn the camera. You guys could see I knock lounging over here. In a heated snuggie with her foot up on the desk. I brought out the customary bear for bear market, so you can see right here. He's certainly ready to celebrate today. Can I talk to my market maker friends to buy this tip? Yeah, let me give them a call really quick. All right. What thing? Oh, wait, what is that?
Oh, it's oh.
Wait, where's it at?
The river.
What's that? Oh, it's like a food pop-up thing? Is that the thing that Peter sent us? Yeah. Are they going? Okay. Where's this warehouse at? Good ways over, you guys. Uh, 5 minutes from the house and some warehouse? Okay, I'm down. It's a pretty damn good fan. I know, right? Like literally right here. Oh, hold on.
Literally.
I know anything's there. Yeah, let's go. That sounds good. You can buy with a credit card through Stripe. Like Stripe is just, you just pay like online. Check the mail, see if my card is there. Okay. So, you know, clearly today we have the fan sad face emoji. If we do hold and DD ban and get up here, this is juice mode. We're just foaming at the mouth. You took one for the team, so you shorted. Now the market should go up. Really appreciate that. We all love you for it. That volatility is crazy. Look at the tick chart on Nasdaq, dude. It's just all over the place right now. That Nasdaq is knucking futs. Get back above DD band would be kind of nice. That's why whenever periods of volatility, keep the trades light so the drawdown's mild. Try to avoid NASDAQ if you can, especially, or at least size down on NASDAQ, half the position you do on S&P. So if I'm trading like one S&P E-mini, then I would trade like, you know, micros on NASDAQ, like half of that. Usually about trade twice as big on S&P as you would on NASDAQ, because NASDAQ will travel usually 8 points for every 5 that the S&P moves. So NASDAQ moves almost double the pace per dollar of margin per tick size. So essentially like NASDAQ's range goes like twice as fast almost. Market, please don't die today. Probably be okay. They say I like to live on the edge. I like to trade on the edge. Just to bet that the market doesn't crash. And we'll see. Our risk interval calculation is good, right? This is the level to the penny. Whether right or wrong doesn't matter. Be wrong from the right place. Keep the loss small. And I was like, please don't die today. Jamie, what's up? Just ask. You can ask me here in stream. What up? Usually the best place to ask anybody. You can also ask Slacks and Discord, but on the stream I can show you it's even better. So feel free to ask anything you want. Yeah, sir, please $10. Jamie's question. I have a question, an inquiry about the platform. Yes, and she goes, sir, please $10 USD. LOL. That would be so funny if she set up a joke that good. She would do that. That'd be funny. And her question was literally yeah, just hit Andrew up in Discord. He'll hook you up. Yeah, don't text and drive, please don't. I'm worried for you. Take it easy. Yeah, you just tune in, you're so happy you took a day off. Oh hell yeah, man. Like that's like the way to do it, you know? And keep it light, man. If you make anything at all, you're in a good place. This market's this market will twist your dick off. Give you the old dick twist. You know what I mean? Tough day. But I'm not doing too bad. Actually doing pretty good. All things considered. Small red day, market's crashing. This is what you want to hope for. In trading, right, guys, listen. It's market's crashing. You walk away with barely a scratch. You know you're doing something right. So I'm long in 2 of my FundedNext accounts and 2 of my Tradeify accounts. Right now. Just rotating them in, baby. That's it. But that TD band would be kind of nice. Would be ideally nice. Good deal. I'm going to take profit on one of my FundedNext accounts. That one made 1,200 bucks. This one is up 900 bucks, almost 1,000. Take profit on that one. Just a little bit. To squeeze up. Just taking the scalp. Pretty decent there. Oh. Tradeify is doing good there. Good deal. Well, speaking positives right now. Good deal, good deal. Get that DD band though. Looking solid today. Let me double check Nasdaq really quick. See where we're on Nasdaq. Still cat active on Nasdaq. Still a little crazy. I'm happy to make something. Green for the day. I'd be happy. Good deal. Looks like the mouthwater emoji is looking pretty solid there. You know, this is a real strategy, you guys. Like the more emojis on your screen, the better you do. This is certainly part of the best trading strategy you'll ever use in your entire life. Trading. I'm happy making 1,000 bucks in that account too. Very good, very good. I'll take profit just a smidge. We'll do in the afternoon streams our songwriting stuff. We'll do that all in the afternoon. We'll listen to the songs. We'll have some fun with it. The emoji chart pack upgrade is live. Hell yeah, dude. 100%. We now give you trade signals based on emojis, right? I think I'll be a little... I kind of feel happy that I got what I got. So when you aspire as a trader, like when the market dies, even if you know it's going to die, keep your losses minimal. I think I almost am green today. Probably. Greenish. I mean, I'm happy to get that. EST every single time, right on the top here. You know what? Let me flatten out and kind of wait for a little bit. Let me go ahead and put a different DOM on here. Yeah. Let's do this one. I closed out. I'm flat. Let me give you guys update P&L here. Hold on. Just working it, baby. Okay, take a look, guys. Red, bunch of whites, green, white, some reds, some whites. Slight improvement. Like I said, just a little bit at a time. That's it. I might actually be greenish for the day now. So what you hope for is, right, when the market's falling apart, sure, you can say, oh, I nailed the short, made a whole bunch of money. But even so, if I'm trying to wait for my bull setups in a bear market, I can still sort of grab some good ones. These were great trades. Obviously, if you see that I took a long at the sad face emoji and now I'm in the juice face emoji. Slightly greenish matte. Slightly greenish. What is this? This is what, down 5, and this is up 4. So I'm slightly flattish matte, right? And that's basically like when I say, you know, the market's crazy. One account at a time here and there. Trade a little bit. Trade a little bit. Pick up some scalps. Pick up some trades. I'm not trying to short every little minute here. Now I'm going to wait and see. I've got a bunch of accounts I haven't even touched yet. And I rotate some of those in now to take trades on. This is one of the zeros. So you see what I'm saying? So like the goal is that I waited, took some stabs here, didn't really get much out of it, and then took a stab right there on the edge. I usually bet right on the edge of a cat to make sure the market isn't necessarily going to die. And again, very small, one contract. Even you guys, when I train, I usually teach you guys small, like small below DD band is always small. You get plenty of movement here. We're running up 20 points S&P, you know, it's enough to really push the market around a whole lot. And it's good, right? When you see the Nasdaq fall as much as it did, you know, the idea is that you're trained well enough, hopefully, that you're not down or blowing up your account. The Nasdaq is down 1.5%, and I barely lost anything trying to long, right? So making sure that you guys understand that position management is key. I knew what I was going into this. I told you guys I'm going to try and longing in 2 accounts. That's it. Those accounts took a beating. One of the accounts, I worked a little bit of it back, and then the other ones I jumped in long and they made some money. And then, like, basically that's what trading is. Knowing that my risk is high and that my confidence is low, I only traded a couple of accounts. 2. Then I traded, what, 3 more. Two more and then 3 more. So I did 2, and then I did 3 here, and then I did like 2 there. Right? Split my accounts, and it just so happens I walk away basically losing nothing. So imagine that if, like, I'm making money bull market. Remember 2 days ago, Monday I had a 20K day, yesterday I had a 15K day. And I'm longing and longing and longing. I've longed the entire time, even the market's crashing. Still not bearish yet. I'm not chasing the short. I don't need to say, oh, I picked the right direction and made money. That's not real trading. That's just a good guess. But it is I know where my risk is, and managing position is all that matters. So I tell you guys, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that challenge where I let you guys just pick a random direction for me, or a random time, and I'm going to randomly long the market at a random fucking time and still make money for the day trading. I'm buying the dip and still flat when the market's crashing. Imagine that if you're making money when it goes up and making money when it goes up and surviving when it falls. That's how you make money over time. That's literally the strategy. You're up 150 bucks. Like, the fact that you don't blow up in a day like this, if you don't blow up when you're on the wrong side of the market, you're a good trader. That's literally the name of the game. You can manage your positions just fine to make sure you're okay. Now, technically speaking, this one account hit daily loss limit. It's 2,400 bucks. So this account, quote unquote, it's not blown up, but it's done for the day. This can't make any more money. Can't even trade. So this one's off the table. But the idea is I had 1 casualty, right? Okay, that's not bad. So that's the whole point. If you guys actually can make sure you can survive being on the wrong side of the trade or even the wrong side of the market, you're doing very well. As long as I'm not flip-flopping, I don't see the market selling up, so I'm going to decide to short. All my opportunities were catching these long dips, and I hit them all in the right spot, which is exactly what I wanted to do. Longing at DD band, longing at the edge of the catalyst, trading right up to there. This is the juice trade, by the way. In case I went over through here to there, liquidity pocket every single time here to here. Now I can try this one more time. But I think with what I've seen so far today, I'm going to take it I'm lucky to come out ahead with whatever I came out with. So I'm going to wait a little bit. Let's delete that emoji. Yeah, I'm going to do the challenge where I let you guys choose a random time of the day, and I'm going to randomly long the market within that hour. And I'm going to make money at the end of the month, randomly longing the market every day based on what you guys tell me to do. I'll put 20K into an account and do this for fun. I will let you guys choose an hour, do some random thing, and that hour I will randomly long the market at a point of my choosing. And I will never push the short button, even if the market's selling off. And I will probably make money by the end of the month. Emojis 100% guaranteed. It's the only thing you need. Why? Because position management is all that matters. That's all that matters. Markets go up as much as they go down. So half of the trades I'm going to win, half the trades I'm going to lose. A worst case scenario, I'm going to win half the trades. And I'm going to make sure I cut my losers short. And see what I can do. And I wanted to do this publicity stunt just to prove that position management is all that really matters in trading. Everything else people do is just a coin flip. So that'll be a fun challenge to do. I'm gonna design a way to beat. I'm gonna give you guys that freedom, and then I'm gonna design a way to beat your challenge. So you guys are challenging me, Matt. Can you make money at the end of a trading month randomly longing? It's gonna be very challenging, and I'm really nervous about it, but I think I can do it. And I'm gonna try to find out a way to beat your challenge. I'm gonna design a trading style that matches that challenge. So. Start a TBT account. I'll use a real account. I won't even prop account. I'll put 20K real dollars to it. I'll put something into it and do it. No, the challenge will be that I'm allowed to add to a position if it's losing. So I can do cost basis management. If you guys choose an hour that's absolute dog shit and I got to jump in at there's some micros, I'm allowed to buy the dip and add to my trade. That is the one thing that I'll be allowed to do because, you know, that's part of position management. But I need to engage in a trade when you guys tell me to. And therefore, I can choose, oh, this is too high. Let me long small so I can long bigger if it falls. I'll get that freedom to do it. Pretty good. It sounds fun, right? Just to see if I can just like manage just with management, with one style. Not allowed to short for a month. Not allowed to choose when I trade. Only allowed to choose where I enter in that hour and how much. And I get the freedom to enter one more time. Or as many times as I want to add to a position. Long only challenge. In any market. Up market, down market won't matter. It's the same challenge. How much the profits you guys get? Let's see. If I pass that challenge, I get a prize. You guys owe me something. I'm just kidding. The drill emoji climbing higher and higher. I told you, man, the emojis are all that you ever need. We're now in liquidity pocket, reclaiming monthly hedge pressure. This is definitely market stabilizing every single time possible setup. After the big fall today, I never get scared that the market's going to continue to fall. Let's double check fix though. This is the second long entry point, but I feel like today I'm going to kind of take it very light. EST every single time through the pocket is definitely a trade. I'm going to tell you guys, here to here, I would be fully exited on the trade if I was still long, and I'm not. I wouldn't touch the market after that. I would be fully on the sidelines. And this is what it's called, reading the market like a book. We're so fucking good at doing this. When the market opened, did I say I'm going to long at the open? No. Did I say market's going to sell off hard? Yes. Did I say I'm not touching the market till I get to MHP and pocket? Yes. And I waited. I took the right trades at the right place, and then I took my profit. And even in a sell-off market, I didn't lose money longing. And that's really the secret to trading. Statistically better to long in a bull market. I know how many people decided to short all through here and blew up their accounts. I patiently waited and made some money on the way up. Now, one of the accounts at DLL, one of the accounts took a little bit of heat, but oh my God, right? Not bad, right? And this is the goal you have. Like if the market just goes up over time, then every 1 or 2 months when the market does this and you walk away losing nothing, imagine what happens as it continues to grow. Your job is to try to lose nothing on the dips. That's the trick. And once you can lose nothing on the dips, you make money over time. The whole goal of trading is to keep the money that you make. And so I didn't change my polarity. I'm not flip-flopping every other day, long, short, long, short. I'm just waiting too long at the better place. Yeah, I missed out on a little bit of this. I didn't miss out on shit. You see how much money I make every day, every month, every week. You'll never tell me that I miss out on anything in life. Trust me on that. Over time, I don't miss out on much. The only thing I miss out on is future trips, on frequency of going to the bank even more often than I do. The goal is to not lose the money you have. That's really the trick. And in any market, good risk management, good position management will survive. No matter what side you're on, you just have to make sure you know. And I said 1 account, 1 long, 1 account, 1 contract, 2 accounts, 1 contract. Keep it light, keep it small. And then ultimately holding through volatility. You saw me play some positions. This account on the screen was down like almost $3,500 or something at one point before I made some of it back there. And I decided to pull the plug on it and accept the 2,000 loss instead of revenge trading that. Another thing was, remember when I pulled the plug, wherever it was, maybe here, and I traded one more time on it. It's not like, okay, I went from minus 37 to like 22 and let me just hold it just in case, or add to it to double down. I could have blown it up. So the idea is I accepted a lesser loss and I said, okay, that's good enough. I'm cool with that. And let me move on to another account. That really is the trick. Okay, guys, LP was tapped EST, which was really nice. Good job. Now, again, trading at the edge of a catalyst is dangerous, right? Don't need a lot. 1 contract was enough to push this market or to get a good, decent run on this market. This could happen in a second. This is every single time setups. All through here for the rest of the day are going to be good plays. God, we're so good at this. Catalyst, exactly on the nose. This is exactly a trick you guys are going to learn in the cat class. The pink line is going to be 1 risk interval lower than the starting move of the sell-off. This is 58.50 on a S&P, and you can see right on the edge, where's where I drew the frowny face emoji, betting that the market doesn't exactly die out. So this is the first retest we're going to see in just a second. If we break back in the bull territory with good DD, it could continue to rally. Now for here, any dip to there, be very careful because we're going to break MHP again. This is bad. If we break it one more time, I'm not buying any more dips. Inside of here, I'd like to see it hold, and I might try one more time on the pocket. I get really nervous when you fall through pocket and then reclaim bull zone. The market does want to be there, but the last thing I'm going to do is jump in right here and then take a little bit more heat. Statistically speaking, this is a good long setup from here. But what I'm going to do is be cautious. VIX is really high. We're going to assume overshoots, not a clean, non-volatile market. I'm going to let the market do some kind of shit like this. And if it reclaims, I might take one more long on something like that and call it a day. This is a V bottom? Possibly, but the VIX is still pretty high and VVIX is still pretty high. Anything can happen. With Fed minutes, market can do anything right now today. So I just keep it light, keep it easy. Remember, don't worry about V bottoms. Don't worry about big run-ups. Worry about today was weird and just be happy that you didn't lose anything. Like I said, I don't want to see my affiliate code making me a lot of money today. I don't want to see that you guys will have 25 accounts. I'm rooting for you guys as traders instead. I'm sure every other streamer out there was like, happy to see the market crash and hopefully their viewers blow up and they can make a lot of money out of it. For me, I'm like, I hope you guys don't lose money today. Fed meeting right after lunch. Too late. Happens, man. Days like this, it happens. But you know what? We knew that the market was bad. We knew that we had a bad read at the start. And any losses of loss of counts or whatever, just keeping it small, keeping it light. It's the whole point of... The trick is identifying this before it happens, which we did. You can go to the beginning of the stream, right when the market opened. We are in an illiquidity pocket. If you learn on liquidity maps, the IP is very drastic. It goes from bear zone top all the way to bull zone bottom sometimes. And that's exactly what we saw. Bear zone top all the way to bull zone bottom. So IP, we knew IP that we don't touch anywhere near. I didn't long anywhere until we got to right here to my strong pivots. And then we dealt with a little volatility and overshoot. And then the market did bounce where I wanted it to. The LP trade took place 2 times at one. It failed another. So it's a won twice, lost, I guess, actually, no, 2 losses if you consider this one. So it's 50-50, right? Irrational market, sell-off market, 50-50 on LPs today. EST on the overshoot, this is a 74 pivot, 76. 66 would have been about where my stop would have been normally. And then, of course, he had a cat active line right there, held on for just a little bit longer to get that tail up. So here, I wouldn't be risking anything further. I'd be extremely happy to know that I got something out of this, and then pretty cool on that. This is your aim, right? Professional traders, we're going to tell you, nobody's going to make money every day, but you're going to say that you've spread your risk out enough that you know, God, there's accounts I haven't even touched. Half of my accounts. Do you guys see this? Everybody in chat, y'all see this? Half of my accounts I didn't even touch. Aspire to do that. Aspire at 9:30 in the morning when the market opens to know that. I'm barely going to touch anything. I knew that at the start. I barely touched half of my stuff. I didn't touch the important stuff. I didn't touch much of it at all. Is hedge pressure a gamma exposure strike? Hedge pressure is the best gamma exposure tool in existence right now. It's gamma exposure of market makers, the only one that's market makers. Market makers of options in that read. Everyone else is just general gamma exposure of all open interest. The rocket scooter one is gamma exposure based on a market maker options open interest model. I looked at just market maker options. So it's going to be high volume pivot because market makers will be hedging to neutrality. And when you get to monthly hedge pressure, without fail, 100% of the time, it's a volume spike to the penny. And so what happens, you put a bunch of math geniuses to Wall Street on the retail side. They're making some really quality tools. So all you care about is where's the volume. And if I told you last night at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, that's at 63.86, and look at that to the penny. Is that good? So we have something special here. Think My Funded Futures is gonna give some pro accounts in my segment? Heck yeah. I told the guys at My Funded Futures we need to change up the drawings to not do like throw a code on the screen. I think it's jarring. I think it interrupts the show. I think it makes people focus on the giveaway rather than focus on the show. 15 minutes of that show, of the hour that I get, is spent listening to people. Did you get the code? Who got the code? Who got the code? Like, it's like people, and then some person on Twitter, this kind of pisses me off too. Some person on Twitter said this, and this is really what the name of the game has been. Not calling this person out, you know, all power to her, good luck to her, but this stuff I read, the opinions of people are just kind of off a little bit. Again, not throwing shade or anything. So I posted like, we gave away 30 scale accounts, and then somebody said, nah, I'll tune in when everybody's rewarded that's loyal to watching. Instead of people with fast internet connections, I'm really hoping for MFFU, but stop watching when seeing the format of the giveaways. Top step rewards, all people tuning in, can't beat that. I'm like, oh, so you just watch a show to get free shit. Like, this is how people are these days. Now, I wasn't trying to say anything about it, but this is what I'm reading. Yeah, so yeah, you only watch the show because you get handouts. All right, this is Gen Alpha for you guys, man. So anyways, like, I'm like, it doesn't matter that the guys on Top Step are like high school kids that couldn't fucking trade an air conditioner to a guy in a desert. You know what I mean? They couldn't. I don't know. Whatever. So anywho, so it's like the solution is, tune in to your stream with people that Top Step used to do this thing where they reward everybody that's watching. And that's the reason to watch, I guess. And I'm just like, why do people say this? And anyways, she had some good ideas though, not calling her out, ideas of like how to do it fair. Do the form and the form giveaway. And I agree on that note, is that the form giveaway is good. But to hear people say, I don't tune in because I don't like the giveaway structure, I think that is the stupidest thing in the world to watch a show for free stuff. Like, and I go read the person's profile and it's like struggling trader, still net negative for the year. And I'm like, not throwing shade. I'm sure she's a really sweet girl. But like when you read their account, net negative on props, no fucking shit, you watch Top Step. That's fucking why. Jesus Christ, these people. So is Top Step. So is the house account, bro. Fucking these fucking people. Do you not understand? Do you not understand? You watch somebody to learn something. I love my funded futures because the traders there are good and they teach me something awesome. No, I like watching Top Step for the giveaways, but I'm still red for the year now. No fucking way. Really? I love these kids though. Hopefully they all learn. You want to learn something when you watch a show. You're not here for the free stuff. I can give you free accounts all day that you blow up. Like, what's that even matter? Like, but I was trying to make that joke. That she seems like a sweet girl though. She did have some good ideas. I think the idea is that I actually texted the guys on My Funded Futures and I told them, I was like, we got to stop throwing the code on the screen. Because I think that there's people using AI and shit to like, you know, get in quick or whatever. I said we should do a form and then have the form, because Google Forms can allow you to input something into a form and then you can just choose random names and Google Forms can email, you know, people that filled out the form. So you can have an email the code. So essentially you can just get the code in your inbox, which keeps the logistics the same. They give out a code, but they can just have it all done in a form. That way there's no race. Hey guys, the form is open for 1 minute. Go put in your email address. And then you do that. And then from there, they have a list of emails. They can just, you know, have some kind of method to randomly choose whatever in that list and then email people the code. I feel like that's the less jarring way. And then I'll got to spend like 15, 20 minutes talking, listening to people saying, who got the code? Who got the code? This is a scam. It makes it kind of like defeats the purpose of the show when the audience is just sitting there, where's the free shit? You know what I mean? So hopefully that they listen to what I said. But I just thought it's really sweet. I'm not picking on that girl. She seems like a sweetheart. But yeah, if you're net negative for the year in props, my friend, it's probably because you're watching Top Step. You ain't learning a thing. Bless their hearts. They're trying though. They're kids. They're just getting started there. But boy, oh boy, that's not where you go when you want to learn trading. You're going to listen to 15, 20-year vets go to My Funded Futures. You got so many people on that show that are really good traders. Great. Tom, amazing risk management. Tom's very good. I mean, I'm there, right? I think I'm all right. God, dude, Ash, Nick, all these guys are really solid. Solid traders. They understand trading. They're not out there just like, you know, blowing up accounts left and right. They're risk management, teaching their trades, teaching their positions, their thought process. You're learning a whole lot by watching these people. Hello, sir. I recreate your thumbnail so I can show you my work. And sir, please check your mail and tell me what your reply. So, you know, no, thank you. I appreciate, you know, you reaching out, but I don't need a thumbnail designer. I also know how to use AI. We're good. The codes suck. Yeah, the format's kind of crappy. I texted the guy. I texted one of the higher ups in My Funded. Like this, I went beyond the show and I went up to like executive level and chatted about it, and said we need a more of a mix of how we do it. Was their response, and he agreed with me. I just said it's distracting to the show, and I said basically like I said, you know, people are kind of saying the giveaways are unfair and that it's not really just that. It's because it becomes the focus of the show. You know, a quarter of my time is spent talking about the giveaway when it should just be a prize we just hand out to people in and out and give it quick. And I think people are losing focus on it, and I think that's going to hurt the numbers over time if most of the conversation shifts from great educational topic and then mid-stride of a lesson we're like babysitting people who want the handouts. And that's what I said. And I said, I think that makes the flow of the show really weird. It's like a comedy show where like all of a sudden, you know, the actors just break character and you lose, you know, and they start talking to the audience directly, and then you lose focus on the gag, and it's no longer funny. It's no longer useful to, and so I think they like the idea. And I said, it'll be, you know, here's the idea. You can use Google Forms, collect the emails, and actually Google Forms can be set up just to email the winners directly. And if we did that, then it's easier. If it's a system, what you guys already do logistically, giving out codes, everybody wins. You know, you guys know me. I'm the master of finding Nash equilibriums. So I don't want to change what they do. Their system is based on you input a code. That's how you get it. Instead of handing you accounts one at a time, they're going to give you a code. Okay. So email the code to people. So your system stays the same. And then it's still kind of a random drawing. It's still kind of a fun event. Everybody can enter. Nobody's racing. Nobody's using AI. One entry per email. And then, of course, anybody that creates an account, like that creates multiple accounts with My Funded Futures, you know, you'll know that. Like, don't give it out to people that just, you know, create an account that day, or you have your KYC to know that you would have 2 IPs of the same account or something. You'll have the same, essentially, you won't have any more fraud than people using AI on YouTube. So AI on YouTube, there's even more scammers because one person can have 1 million YouTube accounts, but only one My Funded Futures account. Then when they claim their price from their 1 million YouTube accounts, then they just have one actual account, which is crazy. But you can't go make 1 million My Funded Futures accounts. So essentially the code system through email is actually even better. There's fewer people that'll scam the system. And hopefully they like the idea and they go towards the form route. But yeah, it makes you not pay attention to the stream and only the screen. Yeah, it kind of sucks, right? I agree. But yeah, to the lovely girl who watches Top Step, I hope she finds her way away from the, and not making fun of the Top Step. Okay, yeah, I am. I'm making fun of the Top Step. It's comic. It's a comical meme at this point that the Top Step traders are just bad, but not bad. Let me start over. They're not bad. They're just not good. Let's just leave it at that. They're new. They're too new to be leading anybody. And when I was new, I was also not good, which is part of being new. And there's nothing wrong with being new. No disrespect to them for being not good. They're JV, and a lot of us are varsity. There's a whole different league of traders that you go through your journey, but they pulled some freshmen and threw them up on the screen, and you're not really gaining the wisdom that you should get from a trader you're listening to. Yeah. So he said they're not bad, they're horrible. Stop. She should stop with the tip, you know what I mean? Anywho. Yeah. If you're just watching the stream for the giveaways and you're red for the year, kind of put 2 and 2 together. You watching the wrong thing. Anywho. Yeah. But she seemed nice otherwise. She gave some good feedback. But I did want to make that joke all morning, which the punchline was, well, yeah, because you're watching Top Step. But maybe she'll make her way over here and we'll meet a new friend. Who knows? Oops. I just poured juice all over my shirt. All right. Need the tip patch. Oh, yeah. The one and done. Slap it on the edge of the tip, fold it around, and you're good. Wait for the big red candle from here. I think, see, days like this, I'm always really nervous. The bull side is still really strong overall, but I tend to avoid. I like, my spidey senses are tingling here, and I feel like the market could very easily just continue to drop from here and sell. I am not going to short it. I'm going to sit on the sidelines and watch everyone else on social media. I'm going to watch half the gurus post their 50K days because they grabbed a short on a bear flag. I'm going to watch half the gurus avoid posting anything because they blew up. Now I'm going to be right here in the middle of all of this with a slightly reddish matte, whatever that ends up being, and be happy that I walked away from this completely unscathed. You know what I mean? Red for the year. This is quite the whoosh. Yeah, this is pretty decent whoosh, right? Matt spilling the juice, literally. Slightly juiced Matt. Slightly stain on his shirt, Matt. But yeah. Because of the Fed meeting today, no, the market selling is a late response to PPI. I told you guys this when PPI came out with a huge excursion like it did. I said this is it. Market's going to be very bad from here because the inflation is realizing now that Trump didn't taco. So Wall Street's just rotating around pretty quickly in and out of things that are going to have the tariffs and moving the things that aren't. The heavy sector rotation we've seen indicates that people are positioning their money where the tariff effect is going to be the lightest. we're going straight to 4 to 5 CPI, 5%. We're going there by the end of the year. It'll be 5% inflation by the end of the year. We're no longer going to sit at the mid threes. We've been trailing up a little bit. And PPI just jumped up, which means it's a matter of time before CPI jumps up. And therefore, the Fed's not going to be cutting rates at all next year with the 5% inflation. So if Trump doesn't taco, you can kiss rate cuts goodbye. And now Wall Street is kissing rate cuts goodbye now and pricing that in. So getting ahead of the next couple meetings, we'll probably get the one cut in September, maybe. And Wall Street, again, is now continuing to bet further away from the guarantee of that. It was like 96% chance we get a rate cut in September. Now it's 85%. Traders are abandoning that idea because they're being smart like you guys are, like we are. We can understand that PPI has a delay before CPI goes up. If the producers are selling stuff higher, it's only a matter of time before the retailers raise their prices because they're burning through the inventory they bought cheaper, and then the new inventory comes in slightly more expensive every time. Then they're going to raise their prices, and therefore prices are expensive for you, and already in a place where the credit market's not necessarily so healthy. It's kind of in this weird environment. You're going to have people max out credit cards, risk of default is high, and credits aren't not going to be lent out as easily as before in high inflationary periods. You can't stretch your dollar as much, so commerce is going to slow down, and therefore growth is going to slow down, and then credit's going to slow down, and then we hit the short-term credit cycle. Could be a mini recession again in 3 to 5 years, just like we had in 2022. So we're kind of sitting there cycling around. I'm still not bearish to the market overall. I'm still very bullish to the market, but Wall Street tends to react and price things in. And this is completely a reaction to the state of things. Trump didn't taco. And so we're sitting there with a lot of money shifting into places, not necessarily selling all the things, but moving quickly. We're seeing NASDAQ like this morning, right? NASDAQ resilience was dead. S&P resilience was okay. Rotation. People are still trying to be bullish in something. They're just debating on what they need to be bullish in. So is this a bear market? In NASDAQ it is. In S&P it's not. And we're going to trust the S&P. NASDAQ is on the bear side of monthly maps. This is not good. And I'll cover that tonight. I know I missed the class yesterday. You guys watched the video without me. But I'll cover that at the beginning of today's boot camp. S&P, however, is still okay. Where we are now. Over the next week or so, this area is still supporting the S&P. We've got a nice support at 635 in the liquidity pocket, which is nice for the rest of the week. So if S&P is closing below 635, then we're also bearish S&P. So keep in mind that as of today, this is that point of no return for the S&P, and S&P has survived at least so far. 635 was good. I like when sometimes the platform glitches when I switch between monthly maps and liquidity maps. This looks like most people's trading algorithms. Only $5,000, guys. I promise it comes with every single one of these gray lines. It's a huge value for the $5,000. You get at least 50 lines. That's $10 a line. And they're all 3-touch trailing. It's missing a couple emojis, but what this is this is a glitch that takes place on the monthly maps. It's actually these lines right here. There's some code that tries to estimate like where the bottoms of the major bull zones are to kind of draw, just to kind of give you an eyeball of that. But then when I switch back to regular liquidity maps, sometimes it still tries to draw those lines with all the vertices it finds on the chart. So it gets like this kind of fun little crisscross glitch. It happens sometimes. You just refresh and it goes away, but it's kind of funny. Mildly annoying. All right, DD band tap on NASDAQ. This is kind of where that next resistance is going to be. The idea that we went right back to it. Pretty clean. Look at those trend line taps. I know, right? LOL. Just got back from your first day of class. What did you miss? Dude, you'd be so happy you didn't trade today. Like it's days like this where you wake up and you look at your phone, you're like, the market's down 2%. Oh, thank God. Like I didn't touch this today. Wait, somebody trying to sell you a 2-year-old watch with higher price built in? Top dog? For a Rolex, or is that what you said for Rolexes? Like how much higher than what kind of Rolex is it? Should the market close in a bear zone? Technically speaking, the market tries to stay in the same zone it closed in, right? So we did open in a bear zone in NASDAQ, right? So NASDAQ is likely going to stay in bear zone as well. We're also below DD bands, which automatic irrational. It's strong, long, strong pivots only from here. There's no shorting below DD bands. You guys will learn that when you go to the class about it. No shorting below DD bands, as I tell everybody. The reason why is because of this. So we absolutely have a no shorting rule. It's actually written in the handout. Because at any point in time, the market dumps that volatility and then we just tuck back up into somewhere. People probably blew their accounts chasing a short anywhere in here. If you shorted within, 20 minutes in the market, you're upside down. If you shorted anywhere down in here. So basically what I do is you break DD bands. I wait for strong pivots only to take longs from, and that's it. Now, while MHP didn't hold on my NASDAQ trades and I got out of the way, the MHP did hold on my S&P trades, and that more than made up for it. It held there, and then I bought on the DD band and I bought on the edge of the cat. So a lot of times the markets are crazy and NASDAQ is the worst one. I kind of go back and focus on S&P, which is the better looking of the two and the more stable of the two. And that's where the money made was actually S&P. The money lost was pretty much NASDAQ. When markets go crazy and they're quick, another rule of thumb is stick to the S&P. It's more diversified. It'll overreact less typically than the NASDAQ in most cases. Unless there's a day where everything's selling off, then they're all going to be bad. But in cases of heavy rotation, like we're experiencing now, the S&P is going to dump a little lighter than NASDAQ. Most of the time, the volatility will be a little less impactful sometimes if tech is what's being rotated out of. Like in today's S&P is only down 0.5%, NASDAQ is down 1%, right? So if the rotation's out of tech, you're going to see NASDAQ is going to way overshoot and S&P is going to be a little stronger on the pivoting. But it's really great to see today that MHP is doing exactly what we thought it was going to do. Now, you guys, I'm going to tell you, this is a time to start telling me you guys like the new model. Can we all agree that MHP and hedge pressure on the new model is doing exactly what we want it to do? Pivot with high volume. Are we seeing it? Like, as we look at this, we're going to vote on if we keep the new model or not. It's doing exactly what we want it to do, right? It's to bounce with pivot and have volume, and it's starting to look pretty good, right? The newer model, the one I finally finished this one, and I made slight improvements to that one, and I think it's good. I think it's good enough. I mean, we're going to keep testing it for a little bit, but it's doing what we want it to do, right? Which is, this is the stopping point where it finds that little bounce, and here's a little bit of a bounce there. And I like in big sell-off volatile days because it's going to show you where that volume is going to be when it's illiquid with no volume, which is kind of nice. So S&P bounced pretty perfectly on the levels. And where the hell was NASDAQ? Way up here. And NASDAQ did the same thing, right? It's almost beautiful to see that is it. Now, again, it failed, but at least we know that's where the pivot was. And like you can see, the highest volume right here was right on the pivot. So that's exactly, it shows you that the math is good, right? So the new levels are good, right? And as far as the experiment goes, the way that it works is that we have our members observe them for a period of time, and then we all get together and vote. Like, is it good enough to release? And if any one person says, I don't think so, let's keep working at it, then we hold off. But we usually have everybody, we have a town hall meeting and we get all the members together that are lifetime. And lifetime members basically will, vote on, we've been watching it for a couple months. Do we like it? And then we'll say, yeah, we'll keep it. The new model is very solid. So far, finding high volume pivot in the middle of a noisy crash sell-off day is perfect. That's all you want it to do. Where's the stopping point? Where's the next bounce? That's good. And then here, we're going to play it one more time, right? When we get there. What's going to happen when we touch this? Matt as a model. I need to work on my runway walk, though. Give me a better model. Don't even tell me my part was crooked. There we go. My hair's looking a little better now. So at minimum, it's pretty solid, I think. And I'm personally liking, this was yesterday, right? Same thing. You've got your pivoting all around the level here. Then when you break it and you move down, yesterday's fall fell right to the same spot. And then there wasn't a high amount of volume here, but there was the pivot. So the volume actually came here. at the same spot, and actually here at the same spot. So it's good in crash days to find, you know, and we're seeing that it's really far down. So we're knowing that like, okay, the market's going to be in a weird spot. And a couple other observations that I made is that, you know, even before expiration, there were some times where Nasdaq was like this, like we're actually below the calculation, and that's when the choppiness started. That's another neat observation. Maybe that's coincidence or not, but this was the first. You guys know, right into expiration, MHP is above price, which we know turns into resistance, and it happened to be the top of the market. Is my improvements to the model good enough that this is a forecast? Right? These are the things we like to see, and hopefully, right, telling me, God, market's kind of maybe topping out. Where did this one go? Oh yeah, and then this one was below it again. So can this be a thing? Again, we watch it for long periods of time. The 2 data points don't make a trend, but we watch it. So the idea is that how good can we get with this? And pretty nice. S&P was very similar. S&P didn't flip-flop on the other side though. Oops. Oops, I'm on the yeah, S&P's been like pretty solid. Anywho, enough about that. Need more, definitely more data, but it's promising, and so promising is good. The rules of hedge pressure are: you need high volume when you touch it. You want there to be liquidity there. You want, when you break it, there to be sporadic, chaotic volume. Now comes the question: could I try and trade one more time? EST every single time, LP. One trade, one account. Res is definitely negative, but we're way outside the box anyways. Oh yeah, monthly res is negative. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. You guys are right. So let's piece everything together, right? Resilience is negative. Okay. Nasdaq is already irrational because we're lower than DD band. Oh yeah, let's talk about it. I talked my way into sitting out. Okay. You guys nailed it. Yep, irrational, don't do it. Yep, not gonna do it. Let me talk about it. So, right, Nasdaq below DD band, automatically irrational. So automatically trade small. And then at MHP, resilience is also negative. I've lost confluence. So when I lost confluence, small becomes a sit out. So I talked my way out of it. Yep. See, you guys are so much smarter than I am. Using my own rules and I forget them. I've just talked my way out of taking a long at the EST setup because my small turned into a 0. Right? Remember, we step down when we lose our confluence. So, small only. You'll learn this in this class. Small only when irrational. And then when I get to here, my eyeballs go here, and that's negative, and I go, well, confluence is down. So now it becomes a 0. Sit out. Okay, I won't take the long there. Good deal, good deal. So if I did want to take a long, it would be a very small trade, like micros only, like tiny, tiny, tiny. Classes are working, yeah? You have a good teacher. When you guys are teaching the teacher, means you guys are learning. That's good. I like that. When y'all are teaching me, don't do it. Sit out. All right. I guess I'll listen to y'all. It's been nasty last 7 days. It has been, right? So every single time becomes every sometimes. I've talked my way into sit out. If the position size becomes a sit out, then there's no such thing as EST. Even though I can take this trade every time, where we are currently right now, we have the negative confluence like we had earlier today. And we're going to compare, right? If the first and second time we bounced higher with the higher res, with the lower res, we're not going to go higher. Right? We're going to use that same judgment call. So now with the lower res, this is the high of the day. You guys see how that works? This is where I tell you, when you get really good at mastering res, you're going to realize it's your favorite indicator. This is now the high of the day, right? Res is worse now. And as useful as this gets, you can make that judgment call. So if it bounces here and goes up like this, some of you might be opportunistically like, okay, you know what? Let me bet on a short. Just watch. Res is really good at that. Doesn't mean I'm shorting from here, but it does mean that breaking through this would be illogical with this being worse than here. Right? You guys get it? Res is very good. Very, very, very good. A match that a ticket created FundedNext would challenge you correctly breaching. Short position when I pass eval, I'm not incorrectly out of reach, I'm unable to get any traction on. If you can't get any traction on it, send me an email, matt@rocketscooter. I skip customer service and send all you guys' tickets directly to the customer service manager from the executive team, not the customer service agents. And then for very severe cases, like with Austin, I pull in the COO and try to like protect his time. I don't take everybody's case to him because we had like 100 of them, but it's something that's like very, very, very severe and very challenging. I'll take over to them. Customer service people will get you turned around within a day. Don't DM me for help. Don't message me in Discord, you guys. I very rarely will get to you in time. Discord messages usually sit there for 3 or 4 days before I get to them. Always email me because that's the only thing I check daily. Once I read an email, I commit to it and then I follow up with it. Discord, it's like I read the message and then I lose the ping. There's no way to mark it like, oh, this is important. I got to come back to it later. You sent me a message on Discord. I probably haven't read it. Yesterday was crazy. I had dentist. I had 2 flat tires, by the way. The freaking guys that built the wall in the house didn't sweep up the garage well enough. There were metal staples, it looked like, from a staple gun. They weren't really staples. They were like little metal rods. I had 2 flat tires on the Maz. So that's going to cost me like $1,800. Now there goes 1,000 each. Yeah. Fucking Pirelli tires. Their insurance should cover. Yeah, we told them about it. I'm not sure if they have. Here's the thing though, and I told I like this. She's like, let me, I'm gonna complain to them. They should pay for it. And I'm like, you know, the wall only cost us $8,000, and my tires, and they're like a starting. They're a family business. It's a dad and his 2 sons. You know, they don't speak English. They're just trying to make their way due. And the last thing I want to do is complain to them and say, you guys, I know the right, you know, technically they're in the wrong, but I told her, I was like, look, that's 1/4 of the cost of the project. I was like, the last thing I want to do is make them pay for it. And she was like, well, it's their fault. I'm like, yeah, but I'm rich and they're not. Like, I got blessed in life and I was starting where they were at one point. And last thing I want to do is, this is the first project they ever did, is burden them, even though it is their fault. I said, I'll eat this one, but ask them if they can hook us up next time they do the next project for us, give us a discount. So that's what I told her. So I don't know if they have insurance, if you know, if you catch my drift, right? They did a $20,000 job for $8,000 and they did a bang up job with it. I don't think they've got insurance, if you know what I'm saying. So I wouldn't at all want to burden a just starting out business. That's their first project doing a decorative wall like this. And, but if they hook us up for the next project, then we all win, right? So we got some more shit we got to build around the house. Just sweep up next time. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. I'm here streaming, so I didn't think to sweep up. IDoc didn't think about it either. So we both kind of like, they swept a little bit, but there were like some little nails. And our garage epoxy is like gray and black, so anything gets lost in there. You can't see anything. It wouldn't be obvious there's something on the floor. Gray and black speckles, and there's little tiny, you know, gray nails. Yeah, we let them know so they don't make the same mistake again. I told her, I was like, this is a coaching opportunity for them, but at least they can hook us up on the next project. Give us like, you know, we'll do something big, like they remodel our kitchen or something, and then they'll give us like $2 grand off the bill, and we'll hire them again. And then look, everyone wins. They were a very good crew, man. The dad and his 2 sons, very good, man. They just branched off from another company, just started their own business. And I was like, that's the last thing as a business owner, the last thing you want is when you're just getting started to get hit with something. You know, you're finally starting to build and get ahead. I was like, that $2,000 to them could set them back weeks to months, you know? And I remember like getting started in business, same thing. Like you have a setback and it slows your growth. I was like, you know, let's give them more work, but get a discount on future work. So remember in life, try to be nice to people, you know, see from people's point of view. They cleaned up, they didn't clean up good enough. Yeah. But I got 2 fucking flat tires and it cost me $1,800 after taxes. That sucks. So anyways. Yeah. we told them that they got to sweep up a little better. What tires I have to buy? They're Pirelli. What is it? I think they're like $600 to $800 each, and then the service and the you know, the dealership always charges a little extra fee on it. I go to the dealership, it's a little more expensive, but I think they're like maybe $600 a pop, and then they add, and there's taxes on top of that, and then there's the $100 or whatever to put them on, that adds up to $1,800. Bleh. They're Pirelli P0s. So, and then when I was there, I was looking at the new Maseratis. So this is the last year. So by the way, Maserati is completely changing. So they're getting rid of all their cars. So Maserati has the QP, right? Which is basically like the BMW, like the 7 Series or like the Porsche Panamera. The QP is like the longer town car. The Ghibli, which is what I have, is kind of like the sportier 4-door, which is like basically like 12 inches shorter. And then they have the GT, and then they have like 2 SUVs, and I forget the Levante, I think it was one of them, and they have another one which is like, Levante is the 6, I think they have a 6 and an 8, and then they have another SUV which is only a 4-cylinder. So essentially, both of these are going away, and both of these are going away, and they're gonna like merge the 2 SUVs into like one SUV concept. So 2024 is the last year you're ever gonna see a Ghibli. It's going away, and a QP, it's also going away. So Maserati is going to have like essentially one SUV and one 4-door car. And this is the last year, 24 for Ghiblis, and last year for Levantes, is what he told me. So, damn. So the guy was like, you want to buy this? He's like, this is the last Ghibli that's probably in existence right now that's fully loaded up. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, there's no more anywhere. And they had it on the showroom floor. And I looked at it, and it was like 120 something thousand, and he goes, but there's a $20,000 rebate off. And I was like, oh, I can get 20,000 off of this, so it's barely like just under 100. He's like, yeah. And I looked on the inside, it's exactly my car, nothing different. Mine's a 2019, nothing different. The trim is the same, it looks exactly the same, and my car barely has any miles on it because I don't go anywhere. My car's got like 40,000 miles on it after 5-6 years of driving it, still almost brand new. So I was like, why would I want to buy another exactly the same car? Although it was really nice looking and new. Everything looked exactly the same. So I was like, yeah, because we have to get another car pretty soon. We don't know what we're going to get. So I was like, maybe I can buy a new car. But was I going to buy a new version of my car? Nah. But I did look at it. But definitely going away. Yeah, I know. I really like the Ghibli a lot. So hopefully they're going to make like another 4-door merge of the two. The QP is nice. It's just big. That's why I didn't get it, because I used to have a Panamera and it was way too big. And the QP is it's just a big tanky car, and you get like an extra foot of space in the back passenger area. But yeah, so that's it. Goodbye, Ghibli. And I like Ghibli because Studio Ghibli. I like the name. It's a cool sounding name, you know. They make such good shows and movies. Brad's terrible car taste. I have good car taste, okay? Because I'm gonna go buy my dream car. That's what I told iDog. Allow me to correct your impression there, my friend. Let me show you what I do want to get. iDoc wants a Lambo. She wants the Lambo SUV. But really, she doesn't want the Lambo SUV. She just wants an SUV. But I'm telling her she wants the Lambo SUV. Here we go. This is what I want. This is what I want. You know what I want, baby. I want the bronze Vanquish with the black racing stripe on the top. That's what I want. Okay. I'm going to be James Bond, okay? That's it. That's what I want. But, you know, I'm in the mode of... Look how crazy cool that looks. That's a car right there. That's the one I want. But I'm not in the market to get a new car right now. I get iDoc something. She needs something. I was joking. She's like, she wants an SUV because we have a Honda RAV4, just SUV. It was like a company car she got, and she's probably going to get a new job. And if she does get a new job, she have to get a new car. So she's like, I need to get an SUV. I was like, let's go look at the Lambos. They're only 200K. They're not that crazy expensive. I think they're like 200K. But I was just joking about it. But she's like, oh, they are really pretty. I'm like, damn it, why'd I say anything? I was like, how about the RAV4? You want to get another RAV4? How often do I drive? Like, never, dude. I never go anywhere. When we drive, we don't really go anywhere. We go to the gym. We drive around town. Occasional road trip or whatever. When I say only 200K, let me start over. Only 200K compared to like the sports cars, which are like 500,000, 400,000 sometimes. So relatively speaking, and the luxury SUV prices, they're all going to come in closer to 200, which is actually pretty affordable for a really nice SUV that's like the high end stuff. Now again, I love the RAV4. It's so good. The brand new RAV4, it's like such a great car for what we need it for. Traveling across the state and whatever. Yeah, and I would never buy. So, and again, when you guys buy Italian cars, I'm pretty much done it so much. Never buy a brand new car. Like, see, the problem is like the Italian sports cars. Most cars will depreciate like 20% in the first year. Your Italian sports cars, you ever get a Porsche, you ever get whatever, it's going to lose about 40% the first year. Always get 1 year pre-owned. You're not a billionaire. Don't go buy a new Lambo. Go out there and buy 1-year-old demo car if you can find it. 2-year-old slightly used car. And that's why I like these guru guys that are driving Lambos. It's actually much more affordable than you think to go get a Lambo. People Google Lambo and they're like, oh my God, it's a $400,000 car. No, all these trading gurus are out there spending 150 grand for these Lambos and stuff. You go a year or two old and you get a good deal and you shop at the right place and you do your research. You can get a very, very, very expensive car for practically nothing prices. My $200,000 Panamera I got for just over 100. My $120,000 Ghibli I got for just over 50. Smart car shopping is all about smart. It's new to you. Don't think new means new. New to you is new enough. Ghibli had 800 miles on it when I bought it. It was a demo car. Bought it during COVID. 1 year old. Nobody drove it, touched it. Got it for half price. Better than half price. It's half price pretty much is the way to go. Or buy new because they suck and break off. You need the warranty. Yeah. I just love the look of the Aston Martins. It's really nice. And we actually did go drive the SUV and she really liked it. So I might trek down like a 1 year old pre-owned Aston Martin SUV. It'd be nice. I'm gonna get it just over 100. It'd be nice. Especially Maserati's depreciation is unbelievable. Yeah. Right. Yeah, 100%. That's why I grabbed it at a year period. Now in COVID, there was slim pickings. I'm lucky I found anything at all. I was looking for a car. Oh damn, look at this. Res is back up to positive. This is looking pretty solid. We might actually get a wave. We just might actually rally back up today. In COVID, you couldn't find cars anywhere. So I'm actually very lucky I found like a fully loaded 1 year old. Like it's hard enough to find a demo car fully loaded with no miles at half price, less than a year old, anytime, period. As much during COVID when you couldn't find anything. I got lucky to find what I found. Civic is the best bang for the buck. Yeah, anything Honda. Like we have a RAV4, dude. It's so good. The SUV. What broker is that? This is a Rocket Seeder platform, and this is Tradeify. Boner candle coming. I bought the Maserati at half gap support with positive res. You know what I'm saying? Great deal on that. Or sorry, did I say Honda? Toyota RAV4. My bad. Why do I keep saying Honda? Toyota RAV4. Toyotas are great. They hold their value. My mom had a Camry for like 30 years. I'm just having a brain fart because I'm reading somebody say something for Civic and I thought Honda. So bulls on bottom. Yeah, could be a decent setup here. Although with like the way the market's been trading, I'm just gonna kind of chill on this one. It's possible. But yeah, we're not buying a. We're probably not going to be getting like Lambos or anything crazy. We're pretty modest over here. But I do like the Aston Martin. That is my dream car. Now that they're bringing the Vanquish back this year. Get a few more FundedNext payouts. just kidding. Believe it or not, though, car shopping is not as hard as people think that it is. Like, if you really know how to buy exotic cars or luxury cars, you can get a steal. A lot of these people will go out there and find like a 2 or 3 year old or 5 year old Ferrari, and then they'll lease it and they'll get away with nothing payments on it, you know. And again, the impression of like wealth and the, because I know how much exotic cars cost and depreciate. And I know they just want to get a picture of themselves sitting in a Lambo. You see it all the time, and these kids get it for barely nothing money. And they'll lease it or whatever. Get their parents to co-sign for it. Pay a couple grand a month and lease, you know, $2,500 a month lease or something. Put 100K down from a couple months of affiliate sales and lease a Lambo. And take a bazillion pictures with it, and everybody thinks you're rich. Do I know Mr. Bean collects cars and has one of the rarest Aston Martins? Really? I didn't know Ron Atkinson was a car collector. Very nice. Go to Florida and get a flood damaged salvage title Lambo, then buy a pickup truck and trailer and just tow it around for clout. Once it doesn't even need to drive, you just need to be able to have it. The paint just needs to look good enough for the photos. The fact you watch Black, I love Blackadder. Such a funny show. What's up, girl? How you doing? You having a good day? Rowan Atkinson crashed an F1 worth $10 million. Are you kidding? Have we looked at Rivian? No. What kind of car do you want? We're talking about your car. What do you want? Oh, never mind. She's busy. Got work to do. All right. He was racing to a desert train station to find a key for a chance to win $10 million. Are you talking about that movie, Rat Race or whatever? Is that what it was? Is that what that's? Oh yeah, okay. They remade the old Rat Race movie, huh? They were both pretty good. The original one was really good too. Yeah, the new one was like Rowan Atkinson, was in like John Cleese and a couple people. Seth Green, I think, was in it too. There's like the older version of the film. What was it called? Is inspired by, what was it? It's a Stanley Kubrick movie. What the hell is it called? I'm not trading right now. All right, we gotta get ready for my funded TV today. Oh yeah, Cannonball Run with Burt Reynolds. Oh hell yeah. No, what the heck was the name of that movie? Let me Google it real quick. The Rat Race is like inspired or based on like original. There was another like super ensemble cast movie. Oh, it's a mad world. That was the name of it. Am I trading every day at this time? Yep, every day at this time. Except for today, the market has been kind of weird, so I'm gonna kind of chill for now. These have been good setups for those of you guys that take the longs. I just kind of convinced myself to stay away from it, but this is a pretty good EST setup. You know, market's still kind of below DD band, so I'm like a little, like, ugh. Please tell me you got the A setup. No, I didn't, because Nasdaq was still irrational with negative res, so I talked myself out of doing anything. But this is definitely good for bull run back up if we do support here. Honestly, though, something like this, heavy rotation, I don't really care to touch it. Even if we end up here today, I mean, it is what it is. I'm okay with like just taking a few base hits and getting slapped around a little bit. Walk away flat, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I'll probably be done for this. What the heck? The heck is this? What on earth? Hmm. I can check on email real quick. Hold on. What is that in? Oh, okay. All right. I was like, I got an email that was like, you have money on your way out of your bank from something I didn't recognize. That always, it seemed a little scammy, but it was legit. I mean, I like getting money. Did we do the giveaways? Oh, we didn't do FundedNext giveaway, huh? All right, let's, oh shit. All right, remind me in the afternoon. I'm running out of time. I don't have time to do it. In the afternoon, I'll do it. From my Indian uncle. No. It was partner payment. Yeah, they're just using a new payroll company. Why VIX, UVXY, and VVIX are not always synced? Well, VVIX is different than VIX and UVXY, right? VIX and UVXY are, UVXY is an ETF that tracks VIX. So VIX is just an index. UVXY and VIX should kind of move together. VVIX is completely different. It's how much, it's a volatility of the VIX. So VVIX won't match with any of them. So scratch that one from the list. And UVXY and VIX should kind of line up, but the movements should be similar. It was meant for slightly fatter Matt, yeah. It's one of my... This is like such a... I was skeptical when somebody's like, here's some free money. I was like, wait, what's this for? From something I didn't know. Click the link. I'm like, sure. Click the link. Probably the worst decision I can do. Do not click. Do not click. Do not redeem. And yeah, so it turned out to be okay. Yeah. Look, I'm sure there's a lot of people that longed and shorted today and then just, you know, just be careful on social media, guys. The oldest trick in the book is to shorten half your accounts, long the other half, and somehow, you know, always seem to get it right. You're going to see a lot of that out there. But all you need to worry about is, did you survive? That's all that matters. Have IDOC open it first to make sure it's okay. LOL. I think we're done with the bearish momentum for today. It looks to be the case, but from here, the bearish momentum is probably done for here, but it could probably still pick back up anywhere else. I'm certainly not bearish. I'm just gonna kind of wait today. I don't like days like this that just break through pivots, but if you were to put a gun in my head, I'd be longing again. So many hedged posts popped up. Oh yeah, like I was totally hedged. I like seeing those too. Like didn't have 100 other hedges blowing in both direction. Oh, the easiest hedge in the book, guys. Very simple. Have 20 accounts here and 20 accounts here. Long and short in both of them off screen. Once the market starts moving, bring the one on screen that's winning. Half of your viewers will blow up. You make money in the affiliate sales. It's infinite money glitch. It really is. that's what they do. That's kind of how it works. It's my fun features time. I love you guys. I gotta go. So just be careful with the people out there that are like, nailed it, totally saw this coming, made 1,000,000 points. You know, there's always gonna be some of that. But on stream, you guys watch what I did. I survived, stuck to my guns, didn't lose much. I think it's pretty solid, and that's really what you know for as a trader. Doing it right, baby. Everybody head to My Funded TV. I will be live there for today's afternoon segment as always. Hopefully they'll change the giveaway process to make it a little bit more fun. Oh shit. That's loud.
Trends we ride with heads held high. Resilience makes the weak ones fly. Future volume crystal clear. Rocket scooter leads, no fear. No more guesswork, no more loss. Seeing past the others cross. Institutions will be seen. Predict the flow like a machine. Rocket scooter, you've got the key. Pull back curtains, let me see where institutions hide. Doubt can't live where you reside.
So